Welcome back, True Seeker. Just want to say congrats to the winners. If only more people followed this channel, man, they would really be enjoying life a whole lot more, not scared by the bogus news, seeing through the bogus news, seeing how it's synced with the world of rigged sports. Go back and watch the Hantavirus videos, you guys. The Hantavirus videos confirmed what we talked about 6 months ago. We talked about that picture of Messi giving little Yamal a bath, and it literally looks like Messi's hands are in his crotch as a little baby. If you guys don't know who Yamal is, he's the kid who just turned 19 yesterday on a Monday, Moon Day, when the moon's got the 19-year cycle. But his team, Spain, just advanced to the World Cup Championship. And like we covered at the time of the Super Bowl, again, you guys got to know Gematria. Here, I'll just show you again what we showed you. And then we'll go over some of the other ritualism. But look at this. FIFA establishment date. Let's pull this up real quick. May 21st, right? We've done this a few times now. So I want you to see this. From FIFA's establishment date, May 21st, 2026. That'd be the anniversary. It was born in 1904. From that day to the championship, July 19th, it's 59 days later. And this is the 23rd World Cup. And in the two most straightforward ciphers, the alphabetic order and the alphabetic order of numerology, Spain is 59 and 23. And do you see where Spain is 76 as well? Go back to the 86th day of this year. That was March 27th. 3/27/2026. 3 plus 27 plus 20 plus 26 is 76. What happened on that day? That day, Spain was supposed to play Argentina in a championship match in the stadium where the last World Cup championship was held that Argentina won over France, winning their first championship since 86. And tribute to the Argentinian Pope, Pope Francis, who turned 86 the day before the championship game. And like I said, I've been telling you guys as we covered through the World Cup, they keep paying tribute to 1986. That was the year of the hand-to-God goal by Maradona. The next matchup is England versus Argentina with the hand-of-God goal ball on display in New York where the championship will be. The hand-to-God goal game was Argentina-England in 86. Notice FIFA's got the 86 connection. But yeah, Argentina, Spain match canceled. Let me see. It's called the Finalissima. I say it wrong. This championship game that got canceled on March 27th. You see how it's got 112 in the Gematria? Look at World Cup. World Cup, 112, right? So, you know, we still got a game, but this has been the idea. This has been the idea. And just some things we pointed out today. You know, you got the All-Star game. First game in the WNBA, I said to take the sun and to hedge with the fire plus 4.5 on a 4-date numerology. Let's see how that worked out today. Sun won, and they won by 3, which means you win with the sun, and then you win with the fire at plus 4.5, because as long as they didn't lose by more than 4, you were good to go. So they lost by 3. So that's called a double win. You know, my haters are always out there going, Zach hedges every bet. That's not true. But some games I really do feel strong about the hedge. Sun had the better narrative to win. Fire had a narrative to keep it close. So we do a double win. And here, let's just scroll down here to FIFA. So we had these notes, okay? If both road teams win, that's today and tomorrow, I'm giving you guys a little preview of what I'm thinking for tomorrow. If both road teams win, the home record for the tournament will be 50 wins, 20 draws, and 32 losses. Again, America, 50 and 32, right? It's been 32 years since the USA hosted the World Cup in 94. More notes. Home teams have scored 173 goals. Home teams have allowed 121 goals. So now after Spain has won 2-0, it's now home teams have scored 173 goals. Home teams have now allowed 123 goals. So I got to update that because it was 2-0 Spain. So home teams are now plus 50 and stuck on 50 wins in America. But more importantly, here's what I wrote. The hand of God goal occurred on the 173rd day of the year. That's June 22nd. This year, Messi set the scoring record on the anniversary of the hand of God goal, which was also by an Argentinian player who wore number 10. Messi set the FIFA record on the 173rd day of the year. The last games of the quarterfinals were played on the day leaving 173 days in the year. 173 is the 40th prime number. United States equals 40, as does US, as does USA, as does World Cup. If you're saying, well, how can all those things equal 40? Again, the 4 base ciphers of the English language. United States 40 when numerology is applied. US 40 with just the alphabetic order. USA 40 with the reverse alphabetic order. And again, World Cup also 40. Been a big pattern. Again, 1986 was 40 years ago. So I wrote here. If France and England were shut out, home teams would stay on 173 goals. So today I emphasized that you might want to take France to get shut out, which was a big payout. France has been scoring a lot of goals. They weren't supposed to get shut out today. Did they get shut out? Oh, they got shut out. Does this mean for sure tomorrow that England's going to get shut out? It doesn't. Like I told you guys this for free if you follow my channel last night. Or did I say it 2 days ago? But I pointed out that Argentina's 17-6 for goals scored and goals allowed, 17-6. If they won 2-1, which was the score of the hand to God goal game in 86, they'd be 19-7 in scoring. What day is the championship? Is it on the 19th day of the 7th month? So that's another thought. And it doesn't mean it has to go that way either, but this is what we do. We look at the possible scenarios. We've hit a lot of exact scores, a lot of nice props like this. France to get shut out today. Big payout. Yeah, I love the 40-second story here from ESPN. I wonder why it's 40 seconds. Celebrations in Madrid as Spain's Orizabal scores from the spot. By the way, they scored their first goal at the 22nd minute today, 22 days after the coach's birthday. FIFA got that double 22 connection. You could also say it was the 23rd day of the coach's age, 22 days after his birthday or 23rd day of his age. Spain, again, 23 in the 23rd World Cup. Today they knocked out the Les Blues, 23. And you know what? They came into today's game with road teams having scored 121 goals, so they improved it to 123. That's kind of interesting. Let's see. What else did we write down here? I'm just going through today's notes that we went over on Patreon this morning. Let's see. Don't forget that Spain and Argentina were supposed to play in Qatar on March 27th, the 86th day of the year. There have been numerous tributes to 86. The year Argentina beat the Netherlands. And like I told you guys back when the Hantavirus thing was going on, again, the ship went from Argentina and got off at a Spanish territory. We covered it then. I pointed out that, Argentina won their first championship over Netherlands. Spain won their first and only championship over Netherlands. And I also pointed out that Hantavirus was coined in 1978, the year that Argentina beat Netherlands. I pointed out the star of the 1978 team here. Let's just do it again. Star of 1978 Argentina football team. Star. Hold on. His name, Mario Kempes. Check this out. His birthday is July 15th. Tomorrow, the day that Argentina plays, which is how many days before the championship? 4. And Argentina's going for their 4th championship. Now, I got to tell you, I'm torn on who's going to win the game, just like I told you guys months ago that I could make a good argument for Argentina or Spain to win it. And maybe England has a shot for all you English people out there. It would have to be about the king, King Charles. Again, tomorrow's game is exactly 201 months after Queen Elizabeth died and the king became the king. FIFA has the big 201 connection. The queen died in the big 201 ritual. But, might just end there, too, for him. Good run. Harry Kane might be booting the ball over the goal on purpose again, just like Mbappe was today. When you get paid the big bucks, you get paid to take the losing script, too. That's how it works. But anyway. Yeah, isn't it interesting that the star of the 78 team, that they're playing on his birthday, 4 days from potentially winning their 4th championship? Oh, yeah, no, I was going to say. New York, 39. The Spanish coach picked up his 38th win today. He has a shot at his 39th win in New York. And the other thing is, we just saw, in the NBA Finals, Mike Brown became the 39th coach to win the finals, doing it with New York. Part of the reason we liked Argentina. By the way, you guys, if you were here July 19th, 2025, I called it out for free in my live stream that day. I said, hey, don't forget that today Messi scored 2 goals in the stadium that the World Cup championship will be held in a year to the day. Gave that to you guys for free a year to the day of the championship. Miami soccer box score July 19th, 2025. Right here, this game was played where the championship will be played. Messi scored 2 times at the 60th and 75th minutes. And we said, that seems symbolic. You could go to 2 straight championships. He does this a year to the day. Red Bull New York gets beat down at home 1-5 by Miami. So, again, scripted sports, they drop the clues. We just follow the numbers day in and day out. Something also a little bit concerning about if it is Argentina-Spain, from the day that game got canceled between Argentina and Spain, that championship in Qatar where the last World Cup championship was, look at this. You see how it's 114 days later? It's not a comfortable number with what's going on in the world. That game got canceled because of the war. World War, rumors of World War 114, World War 42, like Iran, like war, like how the U.S. has done all this 42 stuff. We raised the draft age to 42. Exactly 42 weeks after the war began will be December 18th. That's the day that the selective service system becomes automatic and automatically enrolls everyone that's not enrolled, 18 and older. And I told you guys that day, I said, they're not ending this war. They're going to, drag it out. You can tell this is going somewhere. We deployed our first troops to World War II in 42 here in the States. But yeah, World War 114, the Jesuit text, Art of War. We know this is the Jesuits doing all this. Art of War's got that 39 too. The Great War, 1939, World War II. Jesuit fingerprints over all of it. History. The wars become a big part of history. So it is pretty interesting how that game got canceled 114 days before the championship due to the war in Iran. And by the way, that leader from Qatar who just died at 74, remember they call him Messi the Messiah. His son is who gave Messi the championship trophy in Qatar in 2022. And he just dropped dead at 74 during the World Cup. So I feel bad for you if you think all this stuff's a coincidence. And by the way, just again, the name of that thing that was canceled, 112, we covered how it's just like World Cup. You see the 49, that's like America. You also see the 77, that's like United States. So obviously where the World Cup is. We like to call ourselves America, even though America is 2 continents. France did get eliminated on Bastille Day. Today was 33 days after the tournament began. France is the +33 international dialing code. It's what made France a little bit scary today. They did have a lot of sacrifices for the France team during this World Cup. We said, this morning, if you want to play it safe, you can take Spain with the goals. We thought it'd be a competitive, close game. Spain has only allowed 1 goal. And that was another thing I pointed out. Spain came into this game, you guys, with 11 goals scored and 1 allowed, like 111. Like how we predicted game 1 of the NBA Finals in New York would be 111. Like how the Spurs advanced to face the Knicks in the NBA Finals with 111 points. Like how everything in New York comes back to these same numbers over and over again. Like 9/11 was on the day, leaving 111 days left in the year, and on and on and on. But Spain came in today with 11 goals scored, 1 allowed, and all things are tied. That's why I said that could be another sign that they're meant to advance, and it is their coach who could get his 39th win. And if it is, like what we've been saying for a long time, if it is Argentina and Spain, he'll be facing a 39-year-old Messi. And by the way, for all you Spain guys, consider that Yamal, he's going to turn 23 in the next World Cup. He just turned 19 yesterday. And by the way, when did Messi become a superstar on the world stage? At age 19. And it was in a hat trick game. Barcelona beat Real Madrid, 2 Spanish teams. And that game happened on March 10th. Look at this. I mean, we talked about all this stuff this morning. March 10th, when he was 19, Messi. So from the anniversary of that game to the championship is, 131 days. How many times have we talked about 131 in sports championships? So from the anniversary of the game that made Messi a superstar, where he really put his name on the map as a 19-year-old, and now he's bathing Yamal as an older man, and now Yamal's 19 as of yesterday. I saw they had number 19 guarding Yamal, too. They were going 19 crazy, but we just, again, this was a new discovery this morning. I looked this up. I said, look at that. Look at that. Crazy what a script it is. And if I'm not mistaken, hold on. How many World Cup games has Messi played in? I got to make sure that's up to date. Somebody left a comment. See, I'm not a big football guy, so I don't know all the ins and outs of football. But somebody left a comment about how Messi's game tomorrow is going to be. It's some game with the Argentina team that'll count as a 102nd game. So if he did make it to the championship, if that stat's true, the championship would be as 103rd, 10-3, kind of like how it was the 10th of March where he had his game that really put him on the map. Getting Barcelona, Real Madrid. But yeah, this is what we do. We go through. So we speculated that, if it wasn't a shutout, which seemed probable, seemed very possible based on how important that 173 has been, we thought 2-3 could make sense for the score today. Les Blues 23, Spain 23. Again, you don't have to hit every bet. The point is, if you're covering the spots on the roulette wheel that makes sense and you hit, again, you don't got to hit them all. The name of the game is to come out ahead, and that's what we do almost every single day. But we saw the France coach. His next loss was 32. That number's been huge in the tournament. America 32. It was exactly 39 weeks into the France coach's age today as he faced the other coach who has a chance to get his 39th win if he wins it in New York. We saw that Spain today could pick up their 37th win. In this football tournament, they refer to these stadiums with just a generic name. They just call it the City Stadium. So nobody really calls where they played today Dallas Stadium, but in these football games, they keep just calling it that, probably for the international fans who aren't familiar. So Dallas Stadium. We know Spain coach can get his 37th win in Dallas Stadium. Spain coach, we talked about today, 23rd day of his age, 22 days after, big FIFA numbers. A reminder about, the championships 59 days after FIFA's birthday. Spain 59 and 23 in the 23rd World Cup. And, yeah. By the way, this Jaden Adams death we just covered the other day. Shout out to Script Unveiled, who is a big football guy. He left a comment. It can be useful to read the comments to my videos. You might get a Script Unveiled comment. He came through and said, Zach, Jaden Adams died on the anniversary of Spain winning their only, or hold on, let me pull it up here. I added it to the notes once he left the comment. Make sure I get it right here. Yeah, you had this Argentinian player die that day too. It was in the 1966 World Cup, whose name equaled 117. Wait, where did I put the comment at? Spain won their first. So the day that South African player died was on the anniversary of Spain winning their only championship in South Africa. The South African player number 23, Jaden 23 and 59, and 31, and 103, like the day of the Messi ritual. But Spain, 59, 23, 31. Jaden, 59, 23, 31. The day he dropped dead, number 23, which was also 23 days after the news of his grandmother's death broke. She actually died 24 days before, but the news broke, or his death came 23 days after the news of her passing broke. That man lost his grandma during the tournament too. And apparently he lost his friend recently as well, which was also a story. A lot of death around this Jaden man, but yeah. He died on the anniversary of Spain winning their only World Cup championship to date, July 10th, 2010. So he died on the 16th anniversary. And then, yeah, you got this picture from when Yamal was a little baby. And supposedly Yamal's family won a sweepstakes to get to be in that magazine cover with Messi. You didn't know gullible. You got to believe to think that's what's really going on. with all these perfectly planned rituals. And we might just be 2 days from LeBron announcing his next team. And didn't I bring it up in the first video? That was a possible date he could announce on the anniversary of Nate Thurman's death. I said this whole movement of teams is all about Nate Thurman, who's clearly his daddy. But yeah, also today, Spain beat France for the 19th time. Spain beat France for the 19th time today, you guys, to play in the championship on the 19th, a day after Yamal turned 19. It was the 39th meeting of teams today. Spain came in 18-7-13 versus France. 39th meeting of teams. The winner advances to New York. New York, 39. One day after Yamal's 19th birthday, when Messi became a star playing in Spain at 19. Spain stayed on 13 losses versus France. See what it says down here? When Messi passed the German, I'm talking about in scoring, it was 13 days after the German's birthday. We covered this when it happened in Dallas, where we call 13 land. Go look at the last few games with the, well, I mean, just look at the history of Dallas in 13, really. They just can't get enough of 13 in Dallas. Dallas is also 41, the 13th prime. But that was big. You know, I emphasized that point to my community because I had a few people in my community that all of a sudden were fading what we've been talking about for months. I got why they were doing it, though. I mean, France did have a lot going, too, but it's just Spain was the narrative. It was the Hantavirus story. It was the game canceled over the war. It's the long history of Messi and Yamal. So they can mess it up tomorrow. For all you English people, maybe it's just all about Yamal. Maybe it's about passing the torch from Messi to Yamal, who hasn't done much in this tournament, but his team's winning. And by the way, something else we talked about today, I did mention Spain had a chance to win 2-0 because their scoring is now 13-1. Just like how from the anniversary of Messi's breakout game to this championship is 131 days later. Again, just knowing the numbers. Spain is now 13 goals for, 1 against. And where did they play today? They played in Dallas. Dallas, as they stayed on 13 losses versus France. And now have 13 goals in the tournament. And just go look at the WNBA box scores from recent days with the Toronto, look at the Toronto tempo matchups and the Dallas Wings, who played each other in recent days. Both 13-point games. Their day, it was somebody got the 13th win. Dallas Wings, Toronto tempo box scores. You know, these are just from days ago. Dallas fresh off a 13-point win, and they just played them days before that. Hold on, where's the other one? They just played a few days before that, and they beat them by 13 in that game too. Tempo got their 13th loss in that game. Wings got their 13th win in the game prior to that, winning by 13 as well. I'm telling you guys, is just rigged across the board. Yamal turned 13 on the 19th. The moon, 13-month cycle, 19-year cycle. At age 19, Lionel Messi established himself as a global football star at FC Barcelona during the 2006-07 season. 67th, the 19th prime. Wearing the 19 jersey, he announced his arrival on the world stage with legendary performances, most notably becoming the youngest player to score a hat trick against Real Madrid on March 10th. So that might be part of the reason they did this Jaden guy dirty too. Just his name has that 103 sequence. Yeah. We noticed this Mikel Merino guy who'd been scoring all the winning goals for Spain. His birthday is he was born on the 10th anniversary of the Hand of God goal with again, in 86. Hold on. Where's the other note I have in here? Did I not? Maybe I forgot to put it in there. I know we talked about it in this morning's stream, but I don't see. Oh, maybe it's down below. Hold up. I want you to see this. It's funny. I typed in the wrong thing, but I was like, oh, I guess I was meant to type that in because how interesting is that? Let me show you something here. Modern Argentina established July 9th. Did you guys know this? Modern Argentina was established July 9th. So the championship's 10 days later. Is there somebody that wears number 10 for Argentina? And here's what's wild. Here's what you got to pick between. Spain's coach getting his 39th win in New York, if it is Spain, Argentina, or Argentina getting their 55th win in the World Cup. Argentina's 55. 55 is the 10th triangular and Fibonacci number. For everyone out there go, how don't you should get every game right then? No. Sometimes it's tough because it's like, damn. I mean, both of those are pretty good narratives. The good news is, people in my community, if that ends up being the matchup, we had the future in for that matchup and either team to win a long time ago. So, and the beautiful thing about that is now you can count your money early, and you can say, okay, if I win this, I win this much. If I win this, I win that much. Just in case England upsets, I guess I'm in position here to make sure I don't lose nothing. So that's where the phrase comes from: wise men hedge their bets. But yeah, we're in the driver's seat right now. Last World Cup, we were in the driver's seat, and it went through just like how we liked it. Argentina to beat France for Pope Francis for their first win since '86, a day after his 86th birthday. And again, they had to make up that whole story of why the World Cup was in December because Qatar is so hot. But the whole reason they had it in Qatar was to line it up with the Pope. All right. So, yeah. We're satisfied with the results so far. So far, another winning day. Just following the same old patterns. I'm going to drop the link. You guys let me know what you got. What do you guys got for tomorrow's game? What additions do you have? I know people like Script Unveiled are out there. They can definitely add some more to it. We got Matt in the back. Matt, don't forget to unmute. Let me make sure I got the right button click so we don't have echo. All right, Matt, I'm pulling you up.
Hey, what's good as always, Zach?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Hey, did you see where Kim Scott just was like rushed to the hospital? Eminem's ex-wife just got rushed to the hospital. I don't know if there's any gematria to that or not yet. She is 51 years old.
Kim Scott.
Eminem's ex-wife, Kim.
Oh, Kim. Oh,
yeah.
The one he always raps about.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Huh.
I'm sure there's some gematria to that. That's very interesting. I just seen that pop up. I'm like, oh, okay.
What's Eminem's birthday? It's October something.
Yeah, and Eminem was just rapping with Jay-Z the other night.
Oh boy,
for his 30th anniversary show. So singing Renegade.
Yeah, I was gonna say they must have done that Renegade song.
Yep.
I see. All right. Today is what, the 195th day of the year. So it's the 187th day of Kim's age. We know what that means. That's a homicide code. Tomorrow will be 187 days after her birthday. And then Eminem's birthday is October 17th, 72. So he'll turn. Remember, I said that you got to watch out for everybody born in 72 because they're going to turn 54 this year. Jesuit order 7254. Let's see here. It's 275 days after Eminem's birthday. Federal government's 275, and I don't think that's an accident. Again, he's become a puppet of the federal government and doing the music video in tribute to the Vegas shooting, asking people to turn in their guns, doing songs telling people to wear their mask during Cooties 19. Oh, snap. If it happens tomorrow, 187 days after her birthday, if we get a headline that something happened to her tomorrow, well, tomorrow is the 201st day. Hold on. Stop.
Yeah, they said that she's unresponsive. She had like lacerations and stuff like that. So,
okay, today's 270 days after his birthday. It'd also be the 271st day of his age. You know that album. What was the album that was paid tribute to Hitchcock? Music to Murder Music, or God, what was it called? That album was all about 58 album, because I see it's the 271st day of his age, the 58th prime. Music to be Murdered by. I have a link to a video. Hold on. Let me find my post on this. Why is that what's coming up? Music to be Murdered by. Hold up. Maybe it's on my old website. God, was that already that long ago? All right, let me go back and look at this. I remember 58 being big on this album. Unless he put out another out. No, right here. Keep in mind, Hitchcock's Music to be Murdered by came out in 58. It came out on a date with 58 numerology. So Music to be Murdered by was this tribute to 58. Maybe Kim's about to die by the numbers on the 271st day of, or it could be tomorrow. Today's hospitalized, maybe tomorrow it's a fatal headline. But it would be this 58 thing. So, and then keep in mind, 58, big Freemasonry number. And today can be written 14-7, which is also a big Freemasonry number. So
that's very interesting, man. They could offer. I wouldn't be surprised, especially like I said.
That album came out 157 days after the Hitchcock birthday anniversary. Tomorrow can be written 15-7 if she did die tomorrow.
That's very interesting.
Well, I don't remember why I wrote so much about Mac. Was there some reference to Mac Miller on the? Do you know on this album? I never listened to this album.
No,
myself.
I don't really listen to him anymore, man. His music's trash.
There must have been something about Mac Miller in this that I was talking about at the time, but it's so long ago I forgot now. Mac Miller had that song, "The Jesuits Died Super Ritualistically." But yeah, I remember this Music to be Murdered by had a lot to do with 58, so got a little 58 thing going on here. And if they did wait until July 20th, I was seeing that July 20th would be the 277th day of Eminem's age. That's the 59th prime, and I know that's another big Eminem number. 59 is associate Royce the 5'9". So we'll see.
There's another thing. Did you see where the Houston Texans co-founder just died today too? Janice St. McNair.
Yeah, that's the racist guy.
No, the woman.
Well,
Janice,
she must be related to him. The McNair guy was the racist guy. Okay. I think he died a while ago now that I think about it.
Yeah, she was 89 years old, but I'm sure there's something to that with her dying too today. Janice St. McNair. I'm sure there has to be something to that.
Yeah, I'll have to explore the angles. Sam Houston's a major Freemason. She's dead on 147. I mean, the town's named after a Mason, just like a lot of towns are. So it's probably not an accident.
Yeah, man, there's so much stuff going on anymore. It's crazy. It's hard to keep up with it all. But yeah, just wanted to point out those two things. I'm sure you will dig deeper into them and have the post up later. Good stuff, though, brother.
All right. Yeah. Appreciate the heads up on Slim Shady's ex-wife. It's exactly 41 weeks after her birthday for all you Houston hopefuls, man. That's an interesting number there, 41. So, Houston, they've been competitive. Well, let's see. What they would have been the Oilers in 1989. 1989 Oilers season. Let me see if there was anything about 89. Used to have a guy named McNair playing for the Titans, who were the Oilers. Why is everything like this now? Why does everything need to verify if you're a damn human? I don't know. I have to think more about it. Houston lost in the wild card round in that season. Okay. What's up, Gematria 32?
Yeah, didn't he just perform at Yankee Stadium?
That's what he was saying, that he just performed Renegade with Jay-Z. And by the way, if it does happen on July 20th, Eminem is, again, July 20th, the 277th day Eminem's age, which is the 59th prime. Eminem's 59, just like Renegade.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
And if it happens tomorrow, God, Renegade's 157, just like how that was connected to the Music to Murder By album.
Okay. Oh, Zach, did you hear about the Mississippi boy that drowned on the 4th of July?
Who?
They're making a big thing about this kid that drowned in Mississippi on the 4th of July.
We covered that.
Yeah. Drown equals 74, doesn't it?
Yeah. And then they found him on 7/6. Yeah, we covered that. Yeah. We said to look out for headlines just like that on 7/6.
Amazing. Well, I got something funny for you. Today I just read that they're gonna reveal a Charlie Kirk statue on 42nd Street on September 7th.
On September 7th, huh?
September 10th, I think they said. September 10th.
Like the anniversary of the shooting. Okay.
In the most liberalist, democratic city in America.
Wait, what were they doing it at?
I read it was going to be on 42nd Street in Times Square.
Oh, in New York. Okay.
Yeah, they have the artist Sergio Fortuna, something like that. I don't know. But yeah, like the propaganda, right? Like, how you gonna put the most conservative dirtbag, right, in a statue of him on 42nd Street?
Wait, you're saying Charlie Kirk's the most conservative dirtbag?
I mean, fake conservative, fake. Like,
there's just so many political dirtbags. It's hard to say who's the most, but yeah.
He in the last.
He definitely wasn't a good person. He was another political divider, part of the machine, racist as hell, talking nonsense, misleading young people, making people dumber by the minute for listening to him. Yeah, he wasn't a good person.
He was a piece of shit. I mean, come on. He ran the biggest slush fund for conservatives to watch the biggest Ponzi scheme.
I'm pretty sure he's probably out there listening right now. I'm pretty sure that death was totally fake.
All he was doing was washing millionaires' money. That's all he was doing. You know what I'm saying? You understand?
Politics is corrupt. Yeah.
It was so. It's like that they're gonna have a big thing coming when they do that. A big protest or whatever coming for that. They setting up something. Because how you gonna put a statue of him on 42nd Street? Like, he's just asking for drama,
Yeah, that's what it's all about too. So, divisive statue in a very busy place.
Amazing, yeah. Also, what else was it? Oh yeah, that the home run derby, the Jordan thing. That was great work too. You heard?
On the day leaving 171 days left in the year, 18th triangular number 18 brings it home. Jordan 26, 6 straight home runs, like Jordan won 6 straight championships, at least the 6 he appeared in.
Yeah, Philly's hometown hero,
And Jordan did play his last game in Philly, yeah.
Yeah, well, great stuff, Zach, man. Appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, welcome. All right, we got N201, we got Matt, then we got Matthew. It's the day of the Mats. What's up, Joey?
Yo, you've talked about how Philadelphia in '96 is a big pattern in the past, haven't you?
If I have, I can't think of what the Philly 96 is thing. I might be getting amnesia. Why? Yeah, I know it's the 96th All-Star game on 14-7 for the Freemason tribute, and one team is on 48 wins, and part of me wonders if the score will be 4-2 today, because then they'd hit every cipher, but I'm sure that's why you're bringing that up. So,
yeah, it is.
And by the way, you guys, watch the score. It's going to tell you something about the World Series because it's in Philadelphia 101 days before the start of the World Series. The Zach Wheeler just became 10-1 for the year on the mound for Phillies just a couple days ago. But yeah, they got the All-Star game on 14-7. Always a part of the World Series rig is the number 147 year after year. Year after year, it doesn't stop. But yeah, they're playing on 14-7, 101 days before October 23rd, game 1.
That's amazing.
Well, isn't it just business as usual? Isn't that what they do?
Yeah, it's just the same old thing. Like Junior Caminero was in the home run derby yesterday, and it was he hit his first home run ever on October 1st, like Philadelphia's 101. Okay. But the reason why I bring up this 96 is because you remember the song by the Philadelphia band, 96 Quite Bitter Beings?
I don't.
It's a song that became big around the time of Jackass. And the band is called CKY, and the drummers.
Oh, okay, yeah, they did the song for Jackass, didn't they? Or were they a band that tried to be like Jackass? How do I know about this CKY? I felt like my college roommate was into them.
All right. Well, Bam Margera's brother is the drummer for the band. And CKY and Jackass and like skateboarding, like it was all like one big, like CKY's from Philadelphia, like Bam Margera.
Okay.
And they have the song 96 Quite Bitter Beings. and it's the 96th All-Star game. If you measure from the day that song released as a single, it was February 27th, 1999. That day has a top date numerology of 147. And here we are on 14/7. But here's the clincher. From that song releasing on top 147 date numerology to today, 14/7, is 9,999 days later. Or you could say a span of exactly 10,000 days. Jackass equals 10. But 9,999 days after it released as a single. And
where are we going with this? What is this connected to?
The All-Star game. I'm about to get to the main point. The reason why the 9,999 days matter is because that number is essentially just 4 nines, right? Like,
okay.
And the AL can hit 49 wins against the NL.
There's a good chance that whichever league wins this, it's a sign of what's going to happen in the World Series. If the AL does get their 49th win, they could also get their 69th win in the World Series. And 69 is the 49th composite number. So do pay attention to the outcome. And you know, who won the first game this season? New York, the 111 land, just like how Spain came in today, 11-1 in scoring, 11 goals for, 1 against. Now they're en route to New York for the championship with a 13-1 when championships 131. But today's 111 days after the Yankees whooped up on the Giants. So just pay attention to everything that goes on this All-Star game. Could be very revealing tonight.
No doubt. And today's also 18 days after the new Jackass released. So baseball equals 18. But
it was
yeah,
that CKY was the original. All right. Sorry.
All right.
It was said in the chat that CKY is the original. Can you hear me right now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I see that somehow my camera froze. All right. Somehow I got a FaceTime call that seemed to mess up the whole stream. I'm sure my mom was calling to tell me about the latest Dell Big Tree release.
Now I
driving
can't
me
hear
insane.
you at all.
You can't hear me? You can't hear me at all?
You guys can probably still hear me, but yeah, I was just what are the odds? Like 4 nines in a row since that song released on a single, like 9999 is the number. Or you could say a 10,000 day span. There, you're back. What were you saying, Zach, about CKY? What was someone saying in the chat?
That they're the original Jackass. I knew it was something like that.
Can you hear me?
I forgot.
I guess this whole stream is messed up. I'm seeing that people in the chat can hear me. But
yeah, it's fine. It's somebody did a FaceTime call.
Just for the record, today's 9 days after Caminero's birthday.
But again, Joey, sometimes you just do these
or
decodes.
You could say the 10th day of his age.
All right.
Jackass equals 10.
Again, Joey sometimes will just like do these decodes that I just can't fathom that tonight's All-Star game has anything to do with what he's talking about. I just like, why? I mean, why? We're never reaching back unless it's like so anyway, I'm sorry, Joey. I'm not digging this decode. It's just, come on, man. CKY. All right. Nobody's thought about CKY for 20 years. What's up, Matthew?
Hey, I don't know if this is useful, but tomorrow's game is in Atlanta, and I know next NFL season the Atlanta Falcons are playing a game in Spain against the Bengals, I think.
How interesting. So, okay, I didn't know. I didn't realize that. The Falcons are playing in Spain.
I know last season the Miami Dolphins played in Spain, and Messi, plays in Miami.
Yeah, you're right. It'll be played November 8th. The day leaving 53 days left in the year. Big football number. Huh.
Wouldn't that be 112 days from July 19th?
It probably is the World Cup number here. Let's take a look. July 19th to November 8th, 2026. Yeah, how about that? 112 like World Cup. Wow. Okay. Now the question is, why Cincinnati? Where's Cincinnati fit in here?
Isn't it the Queen City?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. The game tomorrow's 201 weeks from the Queen's death. Okay.
Also with the Texans owner, I think it's 61 days before the first Sunday.
Don't forget, guys, the Queen died in 2022, the year of the last World Cup. So it's interesting. Go ahead.
So she died 61 days before the first Sunday of the NFL season. And
okay. And by the way, Joey. Okay, so Joey says it's because Jackass movie released 18 days ago and CKY is connected to Jackass. You got to come with Joey, instead of a 1,000,000-mile, 10-minute buildup, come with something like that. Because I'm saying, then I'm like, okay, now there's a current event. I mean, that point needs to be made right out of the gate. There's a new Jackass movie coming out 18 days from the All-Star game. Big baseball number, like connected to the Home Run Derby. CKY was the original Jackass. Okay, now I see why you're connecting it, but again, present things the right way. We don't need to listen to 10 minutes of CKY history without getting to that. All right. It's just like when Derek presents. When Derek does a decode, I mean, it's like 30 minutes of stuff that has nothing to do with anything, and then he'll rush in a detail. It's like at the 30-minute marks, finally something that actually makes sense. I mean, come on, man. Go ahead.
I just realized Tua is the new Falcons quarterback, and he comes from Miami, where Messi's from.
Yeah. He played at Washington State and Miami. What's his face? Yeah.
Well, they have Michael Penix, which is from Washington, and Tua.
No, the quarterback who played at Miami played at Washington State. Penix played at University of Washington.
Okay.
They literally synced up a massive windstorm when he was out here at Washington State, and then they synced up a hurricane with him when he was at Miami. What's the dude's name? I can't think of his name right now.
Michael Penix.
Oh, wait, no, I'm getting confused. Who was the guy who went number 1 last year? What's his name? I can't think of his name. Cam Ward. Cam Ward was at Washington State and then Miami, and yeah, you're right. Penix was at University of Washington. Okay, go ahead.
That's all I had to say. Just wanted to tell you about the Falcons game.
Yeah, you're definitely on to something with that. Well done.
See you later. Bye.
See you, man. All right, Matt, Chris Sosa, Hot Hand Dave, and then somebody, Dog God, who needs to connect their mic before I get to him. What's up, Matt?
Hey, Zach, I found out more information on the Kim thing. It turns out it's being reported today, but turns out she actually was rushed to the hospital on the same night Eminem performed with Jay-Z on Saturday, July 11th. And it is exactly 38 weeks from Eminem's last birthday. I mean, you can't
Said
make
the
it
day
up.
she was rushed to the hospital?
Yep. And it's the same day, literally the same night that Eminem performed with Jay-Z. She was rushed to the hospital.
Just the world of entertainment, man, is so disgusting. It's so obvious. And I don't get what's wrong with people to not get it.
I find that crazy, though. Why is it just now being reported? Saturday and it's Tuesday?
I think because of communities like ours, So, again, you guys, 38 weeks. What was that album called? Eminem's Music to Be Murdered By. What's the first number mentioned at the top of this post right here? 38. It was released on a lesser 38 date. Murder 38, Hitchcock 163, the 38th prime. It's a tribute to Alfred Hitchcock's 1958 film. So, yeah, maybe, I don't know. Maybe it will be July 20th. That'd be wicked.
Yep, these people are sick. The fact that he sung Renegade with Jay-Z and the same night's the night, his ex got rushed. I mean, come on. If people can't see how much of a ritual all of this is.
I don't know how long you've been here. How many times do you think I taught about 38 and murder ritual?
Oh, plenty, man. Plenty. 38, 83. I mean, it's all murder numbers.
Plenty is an understatement. I feel like I've been teaching about it. I remember in the early days of this in August 2013, sharing this information on Facebook, and everyone I knew calling me crazy. And I said, you guys really think this is some kind of accident? All these major celebrity weird deaths with this number 38 that equals death? So,
And hey, Zach, have you noticed there's a lot of weird stuff in New York? Like New York's like the center for a lot going on now. Jay-Z's
New
30th
York's the
anniversary
center of the
show.
world. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the World Cup's finales there. I mean, Taylor Swift's Madison Square Garden wedding. Like, there's just so much going on in New York right now. It's crazy, dude. Like, I kind of wonder if they are foreshadowing something big going down there again here soon. Because why would they put that Charlie Kirk statue up one day before 9/11? I mean, come on, use your brain.
well,
And
that's
can
the
you?
anniversary of the shooting, right? I mean, it
Yeah,
happened.
yeah, exactly. But the thing is, though, I wouldn't be surprised if that's going to cause some kind of like riots or whatever. You know what I mean? Because you know how they do it, man. They always got it. They thrive on this order out of chaos. So I can only imagine. And then the fact that that what Lindsey Graham was born on July 9th, dying on the 11th, 9/11. So there's more of that 9/11 connection. So it's just all of these things are connected. These people are sick. And I can only imagine. Oh yeah, one more thing. Did you see where Netflix leaked the winner of the home run derby guy before the game? Before the game even ended, they flashed up the dude's name during the broadcast. It was all it was being talked about constantly on X and stuff. They
The
literally
winner Jordan, the winner
yeah,
Jordan, they
yeah,
flashed before he won.
yeah. They flashed it way
And
before he
by the
won,
way,
like
for anyone
30
out
minutes
there, like,
before he
how do
won.
you rig a home run derby? Educate yourself. Educate yourself. Watch these guys take batting practice. First of all, they can hit it out of the park every time. Second of all, you can get different cores for baseballs. Like this is well known in softball. Like a senior league core on a softball flies about 100 feet further when you hit it. You can do the same thing with a baseball. You want to make sure the ball's going out the park. Get the core that's more explosive off the bat so it flies an extra 50 to 100 feet. Pretty easy to ensure guaranteed home runs. And the thing is, if you tore open the ball, it's still hard to tell the way it's wound to see that it's the super core. I mean, nobody's going to know that unless you make these things for a living. But I just get tired of all these just low-level questions. How do you rig a home run? How about go to a baseball game and watch them take batting practice? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I also find it funny that he hit 6 in a row to win it too, because the Jordan connection. Michael Jordan 6 rings.
Exactly. He
Yeah.
hit 6 in a row to win it, just like Jordan won 6 straight championships. I mean, there was a little break, but all 6 he played in, he won.
Hey, don't you find it funny that it took place in Pennsylvania too?
Where
The home
Jordan
run
played his
derby.
last game in
Well,
Philadelphia?
no. What's funny is yesterday was the Trump Butler PA thing anniversary. So
Yeah.
the home run derby happening on the anniversary of
And
the
don't
Trump
forget,
thing.
Kamala was in Philadelphia that day. And again, the last something we talked about before it happened is he had the best jersey alignment with yesterday. And Mark McGwire was in the home run derby the last time it was in Philadelphia 30 years ago. Mark McGwire, he got on the juice in St. Louis and really became a home run machine. So it was Bonds versus McGwire for the finale in 96. And now tomorrow they play the 96th All-Star, or today actually, they play the 96th All-Star game in Philly.
And isn't he the first Cardinal to win it too? Right? He's the first ever Cardinal to win the home run derby, right? Jordan Walker.
That might be true. That might be true.
That's pretty. There's probably a connection with that too, because the Cardinal. We think of Cardinal Catholic stuff. I mean,
Yeah, again, it was the 41st home run derby. Pope Leo XIV 41. Oakland equals 41. McGwire was on. That was Mark McGwire's last year with Oakland. He went to St. Louis the year after that home run derby. So there's some kind of connection there.
They're also using the guy Jordan Walker for racial stuff. They're like saying he's opening the door for something like black players or something like that. I thought I seen. So yeah, dude, that was definitely a ritual yesterday. I know it's the home run derby, but
it's always a ritual. It's
yep,
always a ritual.
exactly. And people need to just realize how fake this stuff is. I mean, what else is funny? And then I'm gonna get off here. Is the fact they showed that graphic right, and I even pointed it out on X, and then people still defended it and said, "Oh, you can't script 6 home runs in a going out in a row like that."
Yeah, you can.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Yeah, you can.
These people.
And by the way, for those of you guys who come in here late with these kind of shares, like Donovan, I want you to rewind the stream and just watch from the beginning, and then you'll see something really interesting about Messi's parallel to Spain and what was done. Because I know a lot of you guys don't go back and watch the stream, and you're missing all kinds of valuable information. But anyway, Matt, closing thoughts, please, because we're getting quite a few people in the back.
Yeah, man, that's just all I had, man. I just wanted to point that out with Kim being on the same day as Eminem, and on the 11th, 9/11 stuff, 11 connection in New York. So yeah, man, it's just sick with these people, bro. But good stuff as always, Zach.
All right, appreciate it, Matt. What's up, Chris?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, Zach? Yo, thank you again for showing me this knowledge, man. We hit big with Spain. I loved Spain today because it was like another Kobe tribute, as almost all of these games are. So the first goal scorer was number 21, Kobe's 21. Paul Gasol today is 8 days after his birthday. Like Kobe wore number 8. That's his best friend.
Spanish Armada for people who don't know. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So that's his best friend. And you've been called this Spain being in the World Cup or winning it as well, because back in
I'm showing so many
January.
times for free if you guys just follow my channel. I kept showing you FIFA's date of establishment and the date of this championship and how perfect it was for Spain. 59 days after the establishment, 23rd World Cup, Spain equals 59 and 23.
Yes, sir. Not only that, Jamal, it reminded me of the last World Cup of Argentina, when Argentina won after a day after the Pope's birthday. Just like today, now Jamal's team wins after a day after his birthday as well. And also, oh yeah, like I said, you've been called.
By the way, one other thing, they kept Mbappe on 20 goals because you can't pass the Messiah, Messi. Remember, Argentina won 2-0 2 days after Messi's birthday. Go ahead.
Zach, remember
the 2-0 2 days before his birthday. That's what it was, to become 2-0 in the tournament. They did that. That was the day where he set the record, scoring both goals in the game on the anniversary of the hand of God goal. Go ahead.
And how these people love human sacrifices. Remember the train crash in Spain that killed 46 people?
I honestly don't remember it. When did that happen?
Well, it happened January 18, 2026. You literally said it. It reported 39 dead, and you already said that, oh, look, now Spain could go to New York in the World Cup.
Yeah, again, this is the time we really started talking about for free. I probably talked about in that stream, and I just forgot. I forget a lot of things.
Exactly. It was easy money, man. I don't know why people was going for France. This was easy money. It don't get easier than that.
Let's see. So from that crash, oh, look at that, you guys. From the crash to today, the day they advanced to the championship, 177
Jesuits.
Damn those Jesuits.
Yo, for real. Yo, thank you again, Zach. That's all I had.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I forget a lot of things, you guys. I mean, I don't get hardly any sleep these days, and there's just so much to keep up with, so I forget a lot. What's up, Hot Hand Dave?
Hey, what's up, Zach?
Tell me you had
No, I didn't, because I was at my slave job. I did it last night. Yeah, that 47, we talked about it. That 47 with me was my thing.
Fair enough.
For tonight, I haven't gone through the scores yet, with all time. Is there a possibility maybe the American League wins 5-1 tonight?
Let me pull up what the run differential was.
Was it in your notes today?
Yeah, I put the run differential down. Hold on.
Okay.
It is. The AL has scored 394 runs in the All-Star game. The NL scored 386. So the AL is +8.
+8. Okay. Well, about that 51 I told you about. So that's what I was just asking. Maybe, if it's possible for a 5-1 score for Cleveland. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. You called it for them to finish at the break on 51 wins. We'll see.
Yeah, so you guys see that score 5-1 tonight. Yeah, that could be something special for Cleveland.
If that did happen, and LeBron announced he was going somewhere, that could all get really interesting. So
okay. Yeah, I just wanted to get your thoughts on that 5-1. If it was, kind of possible or not.
Well, you've called probably more scores than anybody, so we'll see.
Okay. Well, I always like your confidence.
I wish I was trying to persuade you to get on that Spain side so much, Dave.
Well, the Qatar thing is
Hantavirus.
The one that missed with
the bathtub.
Yeah. Well, plus the Qatar that was supposed to be played, like Baylor and Gonzaga.
Exactly. And don't forget, that game finished with 86 points too, didn't it? Right after Elgin Baylor died at 86.
Okay, that's where, I'm gonna have to jump on the bandwagon with you guys.
Yeah, there was a lot of reasons I kept saying Spain. The alignment with FIFA.
I know. I couldn't pass up that 47, Zach. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah. No, I mean, hey, I mean, France did have a narrative. To be fair, there's no doubt they had a narrative too. So.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try the 5-1 score tonight, and hopefully it hits. And
And
that
again,
could
the
help.
shutout too. The shutout did happen in football today. We talked about this. Spain got to 13 goals in Dallas. Gave France their 13th loss versus Spain. Big number in Dallas.
Just for a thought, tomorrow England's on 13 and they're playing in Atlanta. Just a thought. I mean, we'll talk about it more tomorrow, but I'm more concerned about that score tonight. I'm going to give it a shot, Zach. 5-1. Hopefully it comes in.
All right. All right, Dave.
All right. Appreciate you teaching me the knowledge.
Of course. Of course.
All right. Take care, Zach. Bye.
Yeah, take care. Yeah, Dave definitely uses his own mind. Dog God. We got Dog God in the building.
Hey, Zach. How you doing?
Doing all right. What's up?
Hey, man. Considering that photo that we have there of Lamine Lamar with Messi and years between, which is kind of an interesting 20 years, 20 days, or if you count a little bit different, 20 years, 19 days. Something even more interesting that there's a lot of stars in the past where before they were famous kind of photos. Have you ever seen the Gretzky and the
It's actually a span of 20 years and 20 days, isn't it? If you count the span, like Messi equals 20.
Right. And then also, but just going back to these where they have these predestined stars, so to speak, the Lamine Lamar and Messi photo that they had. And then kind of
all these on the world stage, these test tube babies like Wemby on the Spurs and LeBron, no doubt about it. I mean, again, if you actually take the time to think about what we're educating about, you realize how important these lives are. How many of us were working our asses off as kids because we wanted to be on the stage someday, and there was never even an opportunity for us. The stage is already filled from birth. I mean, you have no chance.
Sure, man. It's the same way with the job market too. I mean, they've already got predestined people, even if they're not even qualified. Kind of like the guy that's a high school guy that's part of the government right now. You were talking
as they say, it's not about what you know; it's about who you know.
Hey, but look at this other before they were famous stars. They got that Wayne Gretzky and Gordie Howe, and you know as well as I do. Back in that Bruiser League, Wayne Gretzky would have never survived. He was a made for TV, made for God. He was one of these Lamar, Lamine, and Messi kind of. Look at that photo there. If you pull it up, you'll see it's the same kind of deal. It's just too polished, too perfect, too pretty.
All right, you're saying pull up Gordie Howe and
Wayne Gretzky, yeah, I think he was like 10 or 11, but it's too polished and perfect and pretty. It's just like the Lamar photo. Very, very similar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Living out the script.
Super bullshit. All right, man. Thanks, bro.
Appreciate it. My favorite one's Jokic is a little boy in a Nuggets sweatshirt over in Eastern Bloc holding a tennis racket as he wins the finals. The other Joker from the same country wins the tennis tournament at the same time. All right. Are we talking football today or what's going on here?
Hey, listen, I wanted to talk to you about the England narrative. What's up with this England narrative that you're seeing? Because I'm seeing some numbers here from the English side in terms of like the Queen.
It's 201 months. It's 201 months from the Queen dying, who died 201 days after a Cooties 19 diagnosis shortly before the last World Cup. King is 23. That's pretty much England's narrative the way I see it, if it's about the king. But I just don't know about that. So,
yeah, no, for me, I'm just trying to see how that could potentially play out because I'm also seeing this 119 number with King Charles's birthday. So from his birthday to the actual finals, if you include the end date, it's 119. So you got a nice little 119 reference right there. Like you mentioned, I did see the Queen dying. It was 201 weeks. But then also, you know what? I remember Starmer, the prime minister that just resigned from England. He took to Twitter and he said, "It's coming home." I didn't look at the timestamp, but I did look at that particular phrase because that's what they like to say about England because England invented the sport. But "it's coming home" equals 201 and 69. So it's very interesting on that note. But Spain's looking strong right now for me. One thing you have to also start considering is how they like to do things around the eclipses, the coronas. And Spain is a very interesting country. I will tell you that right now. Spain is going to hit 3 different eclipses back to back to back. They are very unique in that regards with this golden age of eclipses coming up.
The August 12th eclipse goes through Spain, I imagine.
Yeah, so there's that. There's the August 2nd, which I think is going to be the big one with the supernova. And then we also have an annular solar eclipse that they're going to hit in 2028. So they're a very interesting country in that regards because they're experiencing 3 different eclipses. Now, they're not 3 different total solar eclipses with 3 different coronas. One of them at the end there is going to have the ring of fire going over Spain. But like you also mentioned, there is that strong narrative with the Hantavirus that we saw go from Argentina to Spain. Sometimes I do wonder, I mean, are they going to make it that simple? I mean, are they going to make it that simple?
Reschedule. As we talked about, it's a lot like how they canceled the Baylor Gonzaga game in Indiana, neutral site game, because of Cooties 19 before the championship became Baylor Gonzaga in Indiana. Yep. And now this time they had Spain, Argentina scheduled for the 86th day of the year in Qatar in the same stadium where the last championship was. A lot of tributes to 86. This whole thing seems, I've been saying it over and over. Oh, another tribute to 1986, 86, 86, 86. You got the hand to God goal rematch here.
Yeah, that was like, oh man, it's crazy how they can bring stuff like that back up on.
And they literally have the hand of God goal ball on display in New York at the stadium right now.
Yeah.
And the star of the Spain team has the birthday from that day, hand to God goal. Again, like I said, the information I got out this morning is there's a good chance France gets shut out because if the home teams get shut out, it's going to stay on 173 goals for home teams. And the hand to God goal was on the 173rd day of the year. And the quarterfinals got set on the day leaving 173 days left in the year. And the 2 games they had to play that day were Argentina to win and England to win to set up the rematch of the hand to God goal. So
I think if we could see England make it through tomorrow, they have a strong case. But you also got to look at it from this narrative. I've looked at it from this narrative as well because there is a narrative. And I didn't know this about the English team. I don't.
You might want to look this up right here. Somebody's dropping some history. I don't know if it's true. England was responsible for Argentina's independence from Spain. I don't know if that's true. Maybe it is.
Yeah, no. And then here's my thing. Here's another narrative we could watch out for because I didn't know this about the English team where they had a Jude Bellingham. He's been winning the man of the match, I think, since they started. And to me, when I hear that, I'm just thinking Jude is Judas. He's going to be the son of perdition ruling the world pretty soon. I'm telling you right now, this is the last World Cup. We ain't making it to 2030 World Cup by the time they start setting off this supernova.
I'd bet you on that. I'd bet you on that. That's not the case. They're
hey,
going to have
listen.
Jamal playing at age 23 in the next World Cup.
I'm thinking it's going to be a very interesting 2030. Look, here's another thing that I've shared with my audience that recently I came across that Donald Trump kind of hinted at big time. Because when he was doing that reflection pool like ritual, I then looked up. I said, how long is that reflection pool before the Washington Monument? And I found out it was 2,030 feet long. And I was wondering to myself, okay, well, there goes a reference to Agenda 2030, Vision 2030 from Saudi Arabia with the beast. And it kind of really backs up this idea that I've been thinking about, that by 2030, if the tribulation starts this year or mid next year, 2030 is the middle of the tribulation of the end of the world, where the beast is going to be killed and resurrected. And you also have to remember this. I don't know if you even know this, Zach. The Washington Monument is 555 feet tall, but that is 6,660 inches tall. Okay, and it's a sun god obelisk that comes from Egypt, but it's basically the death and burial and resurrection of Osiris, the sun god Horus, and all that crap. But what you're looking at in Washington is just a reference to the beast.
Marco, hold on. You guys, I told you, Spain came in 11-1 in scoring, big New York number. Look at the guy who scored the first goal, born on the 111th day of the year today. Scores at the 22nd minute, 22 days after the coach's birthday, like Spain's 22. But yeah, born April 21st, 111th day.
And listen, they seem to have the strong narrative right now. Who do you think has a stronger narrative, really? I mean, from your analysis so far, is it Argentina? Is it Messi with the double, the Messiah?
They're gonna Argentina get their 55th win if they won it all. I mean,
yeah,
God, Satan, both 55, 10th triangular number 10, all this hand to God stuff. 10 days after Argentina's birthday is the championship, so we'll see.
Yeah, yeah, like you said, it's essentially breaking down some of these narrative paths that they might be showing us and who has the stronger narrative. I did want to share with your audience because you got me thinking about the Jay-Z Eminem thing, and I was checking out who Jay-Z was bringing up there. He recently brought up Pharrell, and don't forget, Zach, Pharrell, he is definitely in the crew. Let me tell you, man, when you're doing concerts for the Vatican, Pharrell Williams did a concert for the Vatican. I think it was last year last year. And when you're at the Vatican with the Pope, he took the clips with them. They performed at the Vatican in the square, and it's called Grace for the World. And I'm just like, man, Pharrell Williams is such a sellout. Pharrell Williams, he used to be part of Nerds. I'm sure you're aware of that. But when he first stepped on the scene, I'll tell you right now, whenever these sellouts, whenever they come on the scene, they have to kind of go hard for the devil. And by that, I mean, like, they'll put out songs that are very obvious who they are now serving. But Pharrell Williams, as part of Nerd, they came out with one of their first songs with Pharrell Williams was a remix of Sympathy for the Devil with Rolling Stones. And I thought to myself, they should have performed that at the Vatican. But another connection here, because I was on I was on a stream recently and I talked about this. All right, another connection we can have between Eminem and Jay-Z is that they have two songs in common. Lucifer. Both of them have songs on Lucifer. And, to your audience, I do want to show you why Lucifer has 38 and why Death has 38. Lucifer is the fallen cherub, the anointed cherub that covered the throne of God to become Satan the adversary. But in Hebrews chapter 2, verse 14, it says, "For as much then as the children are partakers of flesh and blood, he also himself," talking about the Lord Jesus Christ, "likewise took part of the same, that through death he," the Lord Jesus Christ, "might destroy him," that is Satan, the devil. But watch what the Bible tells us here. Satan, it says here, "destroy him that had the power of death." Satan had that power at one point, but the Lord took it back lawfully because of him having to suffer through death, but not having to be lawful, because for the wages of sin is death. The Lord never should have died because only sinners die. He never should have died, but he had to die to take that lawfully back from the devil. The devil had the keys to death and hell. The devil had those keys, but God took it back through his son upon the death, burial, and resurrection of his only begotten son. So it's very interesting. You have to understand that, Lucifer has 38, death has 38, but what does the Bible tell us? Satan had the power of death. And it says that is, here goes the Bible being explicit, just so if you're thinking it's someone else, it says that is the devil. The Lord is confirming that is who had the power of death at one point. And all the way throughout creation, up until the cross of Calvary, the devil had the power of death, but he had it. Doesn't mean he has it anymore. And that's why in Revelation, the Lord Jesus Christ says that I have the keys of death and of hell.
All right, we got to pause because this stream is about the Rig World Cup. Just while people come in, I'm going to let them get their piece in, but then we'll continue with the sermon. Well, what's up, Vinny?
Yo, what's up, Zach? I just wanted to come in here and just say, I think it's crazy that people just don't believe in this work.
And again, I'll remind you, there's nothing to believe in. We're proving
well,
our
no,
point.
correct. You're right. No, I know you're talking about the World Cup, but I just wanted to say, I'm from Philly, and like I got a lot of friends who like believe that we're gonna get LeBron. And I just keep telling them, like, it doesn't even matter. Like, none of this is like none of that is real. And it's sad that nobody can wake up, That's all. I just wanted to come in here and tell you that.
I hear it, Vinny. I hear it, man. These people are under a spell.
It's frustrating. And I know I watch I watch every video, and like I see
Vinny,
you'll get frustrated.
If he ends up on the 76ers, just show your friends. Just say, what's up with all this? He announces he's leaving 76 days before the Pope's birthday. He passed Kobe in points scored versus the 76ers the day before Kobe died. Point out how Kobe was 4 when the 76ers won that championship.
Yeah.
And how, what's-his-face said, Fo, who died right before Kobe's last season. And how they're turning the March Madness tournament into 76 teams next year. I mean, all these things are just a coincidence?
And he also, how, like, he passed Kobe in Philly the day before he died. Like
People should watch
it's
my video on that. Still up on
no.
Gematria Effect Sports. I explained how
I
people die for these rituals. I said it in the
I
video.
sent my friends. I sent my friends that video last week.
Yeah, people die for these
Yeah.
rituals. Damn, Kobe the next day.
Yeah, it's crazy. And like he went over the snake to make the basket. Like the snake was on the court. Like that was like their like special logo that year, the snake. And he crossed over the snake to like make the basket to pass Kobe. It was ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. Yeah, he went over the black snake the day before the black mamba dies. I mean, give me a break.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to say, Zach. I appreciate you, man. I really
didn't
did.
they take those snakes off the court? That's not on the 76ers court anymore, is it?
No, it was just that year. It was like a city edition thing.
You could see how they did it for all that.
Yeah, like in the NBA, they get like different jerseys every year, and that year was like that one.
And people should not forget the last Kobe game. They gave out a toy helicopter of Kobe Bryant as part helicopter, like he was a transformer, and then the whole Kanye West music video thing with Nike exploding helicopter, the Comedy Central cartoon. And don't forget, guys, that Comedy Central cartoon came out on the 16th of November, like 1611. This year, LeBron did that big 1611 ritual pass from Robert Parrish, but that's the year the King James Bible came out. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but that's all I wanted to say. Thank you for everything, Zach. I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate it, Vinny. And hold on, Marco's going to appreciate this because we actually have the God of the Old Testament in the building. What's that, Elohim?
Yo, what? Hold on. I just all of a sudden lose hold on. Hold on.
Just for the record, God even smokes weed. Crazy. Elohim.
Y'all got me thinking Black Mamba right now because not too long ago, Donald Trump, on the anniversary of the pink venom going out, he was talking about venom and valor at the White House with his doctor that got bit by a viper in Peru. These people, man, they're
Hubbard,
crazy.
you can hear me?
We hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah, Hubbard, remember we talked about the 37 this morning?
They got the 37th win in Dallas Stadium.
Yeah, but Zach, top of the headline, literally as soon as we got off that call was Spain on a 36 unbeaten run.
So 37 straight, huh?
Yeah, I seen that as soon as we got off that call.
So did you get on the Spain side of things?
I hedged a little bit, but I wish I would have never put my initiate bet in. But
you know what it was? It's that French upbringing, right? You just couldn't fade the Bastille Day. It was part of you.
It's not even that, Zach. It's just we've been on Spain and we've been on Spain and Argentina for like how many months now? I mean, damn,
we were talking about it big time around the Super Bowl. I know that.
Correct. But it's really just all the narrative and the community. The French narrative definitely made things interesting, but just a reminder: death don't always mean championships.
Right? It doesn't.
And that's really what I was really leaning with France, just because all the deaths you guys were talking about in the stream in the Patreon. But anyways, we know the full script now. So
don't forget that bathtub ritual. That's in the water. We're in the time of Cancer, a water sign. I think that's what's going on.
But for anybody going against Argentina tomorrow, all I have to say is that England is 3-2. Their record is 3-2 versus Argentina all time in the World Cup. So if you want to put the pieces together there, good luck to you guys tomorrow if you're leaning with England. But anyways, I'll talk to you in the morning. I just wanted to come and give you that 37 piece.
All right.
Then it extended their win streak to 37 in Dallas Stadium. That's what they did. So, all right, Hubbard. Talk to you in the morning.
Lost, dude. Dallas 13, and now Spain has scored 13 goals. We talked about that possibility to shut out and then get 13. Boom.
Wait, but Hubbard, now that they just did this 13-1, you think that's
Remember what I told you from the day Messi became a superstar in Spain to the championships 131 days?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just not going against the Messiah tomorrow. But anyways, good luck to everybody. I'll talk to you in the morning, man.
All right. We'll be back tomorrow on the Patreon.
Mhm.
All right. Sermon time.
Well, listen, you got me thinking of Black
What kind of
Mamba all of a
baptism
sudden.
is this on the screen? Is this what we call a satanic baptism?
Yo,
What is this?
listen, Zach, you were the one that put me up on game with this, and I was like, what the hell is this, yo? I said, damn, this is how they breed them now?
Reverse priest in that white with the black? Isn't that like some kind of reverse priest collar? What's going on here?
This is wild, man. I didn't even know what to make out of this, man. And I'm just like, no way. But, hey, I did want to bring up to your attention this. Look, at times, there's certain leaders of countries that do catch my attention because of their relationship with the Vatican. I want you to just Google this right now. Spain King Arturo Sosa. It's not often you are going to see a leader of a country with the Jesuit general. They're laughing it up too, by the way. They're like, huh? And don't forget, I mean, that's the birthplace of the founding, member of the Society of Judas over here, the Ignatius of Loyola, from the northern Spanish region. But that's one thing to note. I have seen the Jesuit general with the King of the Netherlands, but also the King of Spain. But that one really shocked me because it's not too often you do. Typically, they have high office meet with the Pope through the Secretary of State and all that stuff. But it's not too often that you actually get to see a king, like a monarch, actually meet with the Jesuit general. And it seems like the Jesuit general in this case, he actually, I think in this particular case, he went to go visit a school in Spain, a Jesuit school most likely, and they were laughing it up. So you could definitely tell the
Hold on, I got this kind of stuff annoys me. Somebody comes in here and says, no one mentioned France getting shut out. Wrong. It was the first thing I talked about with the World Cup this morning. Right here. First thing we talked about. Boom. Home teams are on 173 goals. This whole thing keeps talking about the hand of God goal on the 173rd day of the year. If France and England were shut out, home teams would stay on 173 goals. I mean, so please don't come in here and write nobody talked about it, because I talked about it. And I also talked about Spain scoring 2 today to get to 13 and giving France their 13th loss versus Spain. Dallas, 13 all day. All right, go ahead.
I was going to mention, what do you think the narrative was with Bastille Day? Them losing on Bastille Day. That has never happened where they play on Bastille Day.
They do that kind of stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Players lose on their birthday all the time. Pitchers get bombed on their birthday all the time. Sometimes they'll throw a gem, but I feel like they lose more on their birthday than they win.
Yeah, that I was like, man, that seems. I was like, is there some sort of symbolic historical narrative there as to why? Like, I looked it up. I said, has France ever played on Bastille Day in any cup game? And it was no. It was first time ever. Bastille Day. Here goes France, and they lose. They get shut out. So that one really caught my attention. I said, okay, what could this kind of hint at here? But also, it can also be historical, because you look at these two European nations, man. There might be something that they might be tapping into there. All right, it would be interesting to see, okay, what kind of history does Spain and France have from that perspective? But I think one of the things that I'm going to be looking out for is if Argentina wins. What do you think is the over? Let's play hypothetical here. If Argentina wins it all, what was the narrative? If Argentina wins it all.
That Messi scored 2 goals in the championship stadium a year to the day of the championship, like 2 straight championships. I mean, I did a free video on that, July 19th, 2025.
Yeah. No, I also think of every time I see the Argentinian flag, I just see the Jesuit sun god logo. I always think of that, man. And we're coming upon that time. We're coming upon a very interesting time where, look, when you say that Christianity worships the sun, well, no, it's the Vatican that worships the sun. That is Mystery Babylon. But what people need to understand about Mystery Babylon is that particular religion. You can read about it.
You can make the argument all day that all these religions are astrotheology. I mean, Jesus walks on water.
Well, no, check this out. I believe the Lord put the gospel in the actual zodiac that's above us, because he talks about it in the book of Job. The Lord says, can thou loose the bands of Orion? The Lord tells us
a clue about what it's really all about.
Yeah, but no. It essentially, because you got to also remember. Oh, I don't know if you know this, but in the scriptures, the Lord says, search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life. He was telling that to the religious Jews of his day. He said, because you have the word of God, you think you have eternal life. But then he tells them, for the scriptures are they which, the Bible, the word of God, are they which testify of me. The whole book talks about his son. That's why I remember when we first got on, one of the earliest reference to his son is in the Garden of Eden, where the Lord told the serpent, the devil at that time, that you're going to have a seed and it's going to fight against the seed of the woman. That's Virgin Mary right there. And then you also get to see the Lord with Abraham, where he was going to sacrifice his only son, Isaac. So the Lord's always trying to show us about his son before he came into creation. But the other one that I was tripping on recently, because I just read through it on a Sunday meeting with the group that I teach, but we were going through the Exodus, and it's very clear that the Jews were told, put the blood of a spotless lamb on the doorposts. I need to see the blood. If I don't see the blood, you are going to get killed with the Egyptians as well. And all the firstborn of the beast and the Egyptians, they all died if they didn't have the blood. So, and then also with Moses in the wilderness, he put up the staff with a brazen serpent. And all the people that were bitten by serpents that were dying, when they looked upon the staff, they were saved. They didn't die. So it's all the whole Bible is about his son. The whole Bible is about the Lord Jesus Christ. But I would also imagine.
We got to pause. Elohim has something to talk about with the World Cup. Because again, anytime we got people that want to talk World Cup, we got to pause the sermon. All right, what's up, Elohim?
Yo, Hubbard, just another quick thing. Mbappe, you do mention Mbappe stayed on 20 goals for the Messiah.
I made that point. How are they going to let him pass the Messiah?
But now, I mean, Spain just won 2-0. I mean, what does Messi equals? So
yeah, yep.
So, anyways, good luck to everybody tomorrow.
All right. Sermon can commence.
No, but what was I going to say? So back to the idea of the astrological alignment of everything. The Lord does tell us that he put Orion there. He put Pleiades up there. I was recently doing some astrophotography. It's kind of beautiful up there. I want to do more of it, but that takes a lot of time. But, I do think that I haven't looked too much into it myself per se, but I'm assuming when you look at some of these symbols, like with Aquarius, with that overflowing of Aquarius, of that water overflow, with Leo the lion, these are all representing the Lord.
Marco, you realize so many Christians drive around with their car with their Jesus fish, and they don't even know why. They don't even know why, but they drive around with it.
Yes. Listen, Zach. When you talk about Christianity to a certain extent, I'm with you, because I know most of these people are ignorant.
It's an important point. If this religion is so great, how come most of its followers are just so dumb, so clueless? Just
I agree.
A bunch of sheep.
I agree.
They don't even know the symbols they put. They took the time to put it on their car, and they don't even know what it means. And
let me give you an example.
Hey, do you know why there's a fish around the word Jesus, and they give you this weird bewildered look because they don't, and then you tell them, and then they're like, that doesn't seem right because astrology's bad. We learned in the church astrology's bad. Well, but it's astrology, which is again pointing to the sky, and all these religions seem to be about the sky.
I'll tell you something that I tell a lot of Catholics typically is the idea that, and this kind of bundles them all up. Like you were saying, a lot of them are ignorant. A lot of them don't know. And what I tell people, especially with Catholics, I'm like, listen, man, there's what the Word of God calls tradition of men, vain tradition of men. These are tradition of men that was not instituted by God, not in his book whatsoever. And especially with Catholics, I always talk to them. I'm like, well, if you read the Bible, I'm telling you right now, you probably wouldn't be Catholic that much longer, because you would think you would start reading the book and then you would look around and you would be like, what the hell is all this then? What are you guys doing? What book are you guys reading when you guys are doing all this stuff? And like I said before, look, like what really brought me to the knowledge of the scriptures is, like I said, 9/11, I started going down rabbit holes, but then I said, wait a minute, who's running the show here? It's not the Masons, blah, blah, blah. But then I saw it's the Vatican. And then I clearly got the visual there in Revelation 17. You got to remember, Zach, Revelation 17, it nails the Vatican to the wall as to what it looks like, who's running the show, the great city that reigns over the kings of the earth. But what you prove on a day-to-day basis is how they do it by the numbers. Like, they're running the show, they're keeping everybody entertained with the bread and circus. I was recently at the Coliseum. Me and my wife were tripping out. Like,
they're making you worship other men. They're making you do all the stuff you're not supposed to do in the Bible. They're making you idolize other men. These are your gods. By the way, Messi's playing tomorrow, 61 days before the Pope's birthday. Big God number, and it means God in sacred geometry, which is where this whole thing of letters and numbers is related to. Gematria means geometry and language. Hold on, we got another guy that wants to get in on the World Cup, and then we'll be back. Because it really is all tied together, guys. The religion, the sports, everything we're talking about. But what's up, 2 times, Danny?
Yo, what's going on, Zach? I just wanted to bring up that Messi can score his 126th goal for Argentina tomorrow.
He needs 2 goals to get to 23 in the 23rd World Cup. So,
yep, that's definitely something to think about too. But since you were talking about the 86 as well, Harry Kane is also looking for his 86th goal tomorrow for England.
I keep thinking about the picture of Messi in room 201 separate from the team in 2022. And in the background, he was at the door. You could see a man was in his bed with really hairy legs. I'm like, was that Harry Kane? Or was that just some kind of, was that alluding to Harry Kane versus Messi? I mean, what was it about? If you guys don't know, look up the image of Messi in the bed with he's not in the bed, but somebody's in his bed in the background with the hairy legs. And supposedly he was staying separate because the article was about how he was staying separate from everybody else, but there was a man in his bed.
Yeah, that's something to think about too. So if anybody does score tomorrow, I'm thinking it's going to be Kane and Messi for sure.
I forget how many goals Kane's on. I think tomorrow he could get his 15th World Cup goal on the 15th, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think he can get his 15th. Yeah, you're right.
Elohim from the Old Testament has all answers. He said it was Sergio Aguero's hairy legs. I don't even know who that is, but perhaps that's right.
Yeah, Aguero is a former player from Argentina. He's now retired.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, that's all I had, man.
All right.
Yep,
all right. Sermon back on.
I was like, so where were we at? I look. Here's one you gotta use, Zach. You gotta bust this one out because I was tripping out when I went to the Vatican and I got to see it for myself. But I was at the main church for what they call the Virgin Mary. And, that kind of connects to Spain. This is the #1 church for Mary in Rome. Part of like the big papal churches for the Vatican, but it was recently, it kind of tripped me out. It was recently taken over by the Spanish king. Like he took ownership of the church. It was like given to him from the Vatican to the Spanish king. And I'm thinking that's the main church where also Jorge Mario is at. The Jesuit Pope was buried there. But this church is quite an interesting church because in the church, you'll see a hexagram. You also see the all-seeing eye. But here's the #1 thing you got to remember, and this connects everything. Zach. You want to know one thing that connects everything. I'm talking about Mystery Babylon. I'm talking about Masonry. I'm talking about the Jesuits. One thing connects it all, and it's the Roman numerals of IXXI. Those Roman numerals.
Ring.
Huh?
The Pope has that on his ring, doesn't he?
No, I don't think none of these have it, but the Jesuits used to have it, but they like to, we already know, the Jesuits, they like to rewrite history so no one finds out about this crap. But, man, let me tell you, 9/11 is their number. It's rare.
Vatican equals 9/11.
Yes. Yeah, most definitely. But I'm also going to.
IXXI is 9/11.
Yes. And I'm telling you right now, if you look it up online, it's the Church of Mary Major, the Mary Major Basilica in Rome. That's the main one for Mary for the Vatican. And at the very top, I actually got to visit it at night. I really didn't see it quite clearly, but I still got a good shot and I still manipulated it well enough so I could see it. But at the very top of this church, they got a vision of Mary, which is really, I always tell people, the Vatican Jesus is Judas. The Vatican Mary is Mother Babylon. That's what we're looking at there. They're not really telling you what they really are. But, and at the very top of this church, you got the IXXI, but it is situated in such a way that the X looks like an M. And when they're connecting, it looks like an A. So it looks like an M and an A connecting, and it also looks like a square and compass. And I'm like, dude, this connects it all. This connects it to Rome, to Mother Babylon, to the Masons, and to the Jesuits. And the Jesuits, they used to wear rings when they were going around. That's the one. I actually checked it out from the University of Missouri. Is actually got better pictures of that. Those are still nice, but they also have a museum that has, literally it says Jesuit rings from the Midwest, and they have IXXI. Those were the rings that the Jesuits used to travel around with, and it's 9/11. That's their number, y'all. That's their number. That's their number. It doesn't belong to nobody else.
Remember, their other numbers 201, 2 towers became 0, and eventually they became 1 on 9/11.
Yes. Yes, it's quite the freaking thing, man. It was another thing to see it though, and I'm like, wow, look at that, man. Look, I'm sure the devil gets a kick out of hiding things in plain sight, just hidden in plain sight. There it is, guys. And what also tripped me out, and I'm telling you right now, unless you go to the Vatican and Rome, I've never seen so many damn dragons in my life. But in front of the Mary Major Basilica, they have a big ass fountain of a dragon with water coming out of its mouth. And I'm just like, this is totally the devil's city, man. Like, this is totally the devil. And don't you forget to talk about this, Zach. This is the big ass nugget right here. This is the nugget that connects it all. This IXXI 9/11 Vatican 119, but also it connects it to Mother Babylon, the whore of Babylon, like you like to call it. It connects it to that. It connects it to Masonry because it's a squaring compass right there in the middle. It's a squaring compass with the 2 pillars of Jacob and Boaz. So, and then it connects it to the Jesuits. It's all in one. It's an all-in-one symbol. All you guys on this feed right now, don't you ever forget this. This connects it all. This is them. This is the big ass
And Roman
nugget.
numerals are our introduction in slave school to letters and numbers.
Yep. That's the big one, Zach. And I was like, let me check this place out for myself. And I'm looking up and I'm like, damn, there it goes. And then they also have it in a couple other places as well, because the way they like to tell you is that, oh yeah, no, this is the image for Mary, M and A. So if you look at the IXXI, it makes an M and it makes an A. So they're like, oh, this represents Mary. And I'm like, no, this is Mother Babylon, man. Mother Babylon equals 201, by the way. That's why. And then don't you forget when the Jesuit Pope was in office, before he died, every trip, can you imagine this, Zach? Every trip that the Jesuit Pope would take, he would go to this church to pray at it before this image, this icon of Mary. And then it also has IHS on the side. I was able to look on the side. I was like, oh, there goes the IHS, but it's kind of hidden. And then again, the Jesuit Pope, he went to this church before and after every trip. Every trip he took, he went to this. That's why he's also buried there. And this is the main church for Rome for Mary. But also, don't forget the Jesuits. Their patron, essentially goddess is Mary. And
Yeah,
I was
of course.
able to check that out there.
Yeah, I remember I was in Detroit the day the Queen died, and there was the Catholics were all out there in front of the Mary statues all over just worshiping. And I said, look at this.
Yeah, man.
Look at this. People don't see it. The Queen's dead on the Virgin Mary's birthday.
Yeah,
Hold on,
man.
we got Hot Hand Dave. Hot Hand Dave's interrupting the sermon. What's up, Dave?
So yeah. So from the end date to Arturo Sosa's birthday is 122 days. Last night's home run.
End date of the tournament, is that what we're talking about?
No, from today to Arturo Sosa's upcoming birthday.
A span.
Yeah, it's
For the
122.
122nd World Series.
Last night's derby ended 11-12.
Like his birthday, November 12th.
Like his birthday, yeah.
Wait,
So
you're
be-
saying the last day of the World Series?
No, just to his upcoming birthday.
Oh,
His 78th birthday.
I see what you're saying. Oh, yeah. Span of 122 days. It's funny how it's 121 in light of the game being in Philly, Revelation land, Revelations 121. But yeah, the year of the 122nd World Series. How interesting.
Yeah, and the derby ended 11-12.
Yeah, his birthday. Yeah.
So since he was born in 48, are you thinking the American League stays on 48 or the Revelation plays?
Yeah. Again, I mean, I just Freemasonry is, all of the American sports are credit to Freemasons. We know the Jesuits are the daddy of the Masons, but again, 96th All-Star game, on 14/7. The AL coming in with 48 wins. I'm going to laugh if the score is 4-2. We know staying's a tricky thing, but yeah, I didn't put a whole lot of thought there into the All-Star game outcome tonight. So I'd go with your guns, Dave. I'd go with your guns. You were right about the Cleveland 51 thing.
Okay. Well, I was just thinking because last night's the Derby was 11-12, and that was his birthday. That's the first thing that popped in my head. That was Sosa's birthday. And he's 77. That's the 55th composite. And you're talking all the Argentina 55 Hope, born in 55.
Do you see Mike Jones asking who to bet on for the World Cup?
No.
Man, it's too bad. What he just donated, he could have been on the Patreon all month, man. He could have been on the Patreon all month. He could have been on here. And by the way, I mean, I've been saying forever what I think it's going to be since like for a year, and we're just one game away. I mean, there it is right there. So that's what I think.
Okay. Yeah, our total Sosa's 77. So, yeah. That's the 55th composite, Zach.
All right. Yeah, Mike
All
Jones,
right.
appreciate the super chat. I'd rewind the live stream and watch everything I said at the beginning also, because that's when I covered it. But I've also been just putting it out for free all year what I thought it was going to be, and I'm a game away from being correct again. And again, you should be on our Patreon if you're going to throw around $10 bills like that. I only charge $11 a month for what get you most of the information, $20 a month to get every last thing we do, weekend streams and all.
Okay,
But,
Zach.
yeah,
I appreciate you.
Dave, do you think the Patreon's worth it? Is it a fair price for the Patreon?
Oh, absolutely. This is the best knowledge you'll ever know. It's not even just sports. It's everything. It's news,
What about all these people
history.
that say I'm a scammer? How do you feel about that, Dave?
No, you're not a scammer. There's no
People are
way.
gonna say, Dave's in on the scam.
Hey, my birthday, for all you people who think that my birthday is April 19th, the same as Ignatius of Loyola's his founding date, right?
Now you're definitely in on the scam.
Yep, I'm in the scam too, guys. So there you go. I'm
All
part
right.
of it.
All right.
Elohim, punk rock, we're all a part of it.
Yeah. That's
I'm
what
a hedge 5-1. I'm a hedge 5-1 with the National League, Zach. Mars is 51.
Yeah, you're right. It's Mars Day. You're right. It is Mars Day. Yeah.
So okay. Appreciate you. Thank you.
All right. Good luck.
Have a good day. Bye.
All right, hold on. We got one more person before the sermon continues. What's up, Dog God?
Hey man, I got one more thing I forgot to mention. I have a VPN, and so sometimes I'll get ads from other countries when it's there. And I saw the ad that they have, the American one. It's about a 3-minute clip with Messi and Billy Bob Thornton, the actor, and it's a soccer ad geared for the World Cup. Well, anyway,
you said Billy Bob Thornton?
Yes, sir. Yeah, Billy Bob.
His daughter died for New Year's, didn't she?
Oh, I don't know about that one. Maybe you're right about that. Not sure. Anyways, towards the end of it, we've been going over and over about Messi in room 201. Well, this time in the ad, in this foreign ad, it's not in our American 3-minute clip. His back's to the wall in room 211, and Billy Bob Thornton is entering room 201. And this is when I've tried to find the clip in the American version of how they shot the little segment there, but it ain't anywhere where I can find it. So, but I just want to let you know, and I wanted to see if that's a clue, if they're broadcasting that outside of the United States.
It's for Michelob Ultra.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's a 3-minute clip with Alex Morgan, Billy Bob Thornton,
I'll
Messi,
check it out. 211's the Vatican's birthday, and 201's the secret Jesuit number. Okay.
And if you can't find it, it's because again I had a VPN and it went to Spain or somewhere else, and you know what I mean. So
I'll look for it. It wasn't
Yes,
Billy Bob Thornton's daughter who died at the beginning of the year. I forget. Some celebrity's daughter died at the beginning of the year in overdose. Forget who it was.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, but just wanted to give you that quip. Maybe you find it and then expand upon it a little bit.
All right.
man.
I'll look
Thanks
into
so
it.
much.
But yeah, 201, 211. What else is new?
Peace.
All right. See you. All right. The floor is yours.
Yeah, no, that's let me tell you, speaking of the Vatican, when I was there, I read Revelation 17 and 18 in front of it, right in the square. But let me tell you, as I'm also walking through the Basilica, St. Peter's Basilica, which really at the bottom, it's called the Vatican Temple. That's what they call it. But I was tripping out because when I was reading the following scripture, it's really like abundantly clear when you're there. It just hits you because in Revelation 18:12, you got to remember, Zach, I'm looking forward to this day big time. Pretty soon the Vatican it's going to go bye-bye because they're not going to need it. They're not going to, the devil is not going to need the Vatican anymore because they're going to have the beast that's going to be globally worshipped coming up. They're not going to need one religion, running the show with all the harlots, because remember, the Vatican is Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. She's the mother. There's what do they call it? Oh, by the way, at the front of the Vatican, right there by where the Pope does his Angelus every week, right there in front of it, they have this icon of Mary, but it's also called Mother Ecclesiae, or the Mother Church. And I was like, this is the mother. It's the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. But when I was in the Vatican and I'm reading the following and I'm looking in front of me in the basilica, it says, when the Vatican's going to be blown up, it talks about what she was all about. What she was all about. And it says the merchandise of gold. I mean, the freaking thing is decked out, man. It's got gold everywhere. There's nothing that compares to the Basilica of the Vatican, man. You walk into this thing and you're like, you are absolutely gobsmacked. For anybody that's visited, you should know. But it says here, the merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones. All these priests, man, they're all decked out, man. Essentially,
now,
the Vatican.
I got to ask you a question, Marco. A lot of people think Hubbard Lubavitch runs the world.
Oh, no.
Their building looks like the Roach Coach. It looks
Yeah, man.
like the cheapest property on the Monopoly board, where even if you've lost all your money, you can still afford it. And remember what they did to Hubbard Lubavitch headquarters? They had a car ram into a sink with the superior general.
Yeah.
How laughable is it to think that this Roach Coach of a place, which is probably worth about 1 gazillionth of the Vatican, is what's running the world? Laughable.
No, but I do like how you also have to tell people what the Vatican does is their number one favorite scapegoat are the Jews. So they can tell everybody the Jews run the world. They love that. They love that. They love that. They love to, they will position their Knight of Malta, their Knight of St. Gregory the Great, their Knight of the Equestrian Order. They have a bunch of knighthoods. Those are the big three, though. Those are the big three. The Order of Malta, the Equestrian Order, and the Knight of St. Gregory the Great. That's the one that Bill Gates is a part of. But I'm just saying, they have a lot of knighthoods, but they like to position their puppet Jews at the top of certain companies, like especially in Hollywood, in banking. But it's just so that they take the heat. They take the heat. Because look, this is what I like to tell people.
Hold on, I gotta interrupt. Don't forget your thought, but just since we're talking sports.
Yeah, we'll get back on the little hats when we come back.
We have a guy in the chat saying he doesn't understand what the notes mean. You should probably be listening to the live streams, but again, I always put what I think is the top on the top. We always look at both sides of the game. Sometimes it looks like a one-way street. But you can see what's on top here. Fire can stay on 4 road wins. Suns can get 4th home wins. Sun can become 3 and 4 versus the Fire all time in the series. Today has 4 date numerology. That's why all those 4s matter. If Fire lose next 2, they'll be 4 and 9 away in Washington, which equals 49. That's the top scenario. Down below, something to think about. And I said Fire can be taken plus 4.5 on 4 date numerology. And I said this is a decent hedge. And had you done that, had you bet both those things today, how would you have done? Trolls would have said, Zach hedged his bet. And what the Trolls wouldn't have told you is that you would have won on both bets. The Sun won and the Fire lost by 3. As long as they lost by 4 or less, it was a winner. Again, this stuff isn't rocket science. And when you guys say that you can't understand the notes, I mean, do you know what did you ever learn what the word top means? What's on top? Like those 2 trolls. One goes by the name Max Doubt. The other one goes by Mr. X. One's a top and one's a bottom. We're not sure which one's the top or bottom, but that's another type of top and bottom. In my notes, you just need to know who the top is, what the top scenario, which one's written on top. That's what I think is the better scenario. Okay. Hopefully that is clear. All right. Let's go back. All right. Please. Sorry about the interruption, Marco.
All right, so yeah, we'll get to the little hats in a little while as well, because I've seen other what I call conspiracy entertainment channels. Like you got your Alex Joneses of the world, you got your Stu Peters of the world, and it's very clear some of these people what they're really up to now. Like Stu Peter, he was a real big advocate of the hokey poke, but then all of a sudden now he's Mr. The Jews run the world, Netanyahu runs America, blah 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 blah. But to these people, I just say,
don't forget he did that water thing that was just a load of BS.
Yes,
so he was the 56 encoding in the name of the film.
It sure did, and I covered that as well too. I said interesting that it has that, huh? But
It just drives me nuts how that's the stuff that goes viral, and everybody's like, "Do you think that's what they did?"
No. You got to understand, they want it viral. That's what they want to go viral, man.
The dumbest stuff goes viral. The dumbest stuff goes viral. Can you imagine like just squirting out snake venom all day to get enough in the water supply for everybody? I mean, come on, man.
Listen, when it comes to let's just say Stu now, he's all about the Jews run America, they run the world. So look, I like to talk to people from that angle. Why? Because also Stu, he likes to claim that he's a Christian, that he believes in Jesus, blah, blah, blah. So to them, I say, well, have you not read your Bible? Have you not read it so much as this? Like the Lord Jesus, when he was talking to the religious Jews of his day, he would tell them this. He would tell these religious Jewish people of his day, and he would say, have ye not read so much as this? Have you not read just this amount? It's like, can you not even read this portion of the Bible? But specifically to these people that think that the short hairs run the world is this. The Bible says it is the times of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. So I love really talking to people. If someone's telling me the Jews run the world and they claim to know Jesus and the Bible, I'll be like, well, have you not read that part that says it's the times of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled? And then I like to tell them, well, do you know when that happens? When is it fulfilled? It's when the Lord comes back, and then one Jew's going to run the show. That's when not the Jews run the show. It's going to be one Jewish king from Jerusalem with a rod of iron is going to run the show. Until that time, though, the Bible is very clear. And that's another aspect of the Bible that really brought me to the knowledge of the truth, is how the prophet Daniel just broke down all the Gentile kingdoms that would come. So the prophet Daniel, he lived during the time of Babylon, then transitioned into the kingdom of Medo-Persia. And then he said, the prince of Grecia is coming. So we got the Grecian kingdom with Alexander the Great, and then iron coming, and that's Rome. And then it says iron and clay, that's the Vatican, and that's the great city. So the Lord called it, and he says that this image of Nebuchadnezzar that he saw in his dream is all the kingdoms of the Gentiles that are going to be before my son comes, because in the dream, he saw this image, but at the feet, which we're in now, that's where we're at. We're at the feet now. And it's the kingdom of iron and clay. That's the iron. It even tells us that the current kingdom of the Vatican, it has part strength of iron, part strength. It has a little bit of that strength of the ancient Roman Empire. That's why it's the revived Roman Empire. But you got to take note. That's the last one, because then the dream goes like this. Nebuchadnezzar, in his dream, he saw a stone that was cut without man's hands, because that's the Lord Jesus Christ that was born without, of a virgin seed with the Holy Ghost. But here goes this stone cut without man's hands. It comes out of heaven, and then it shatters the image. And then his kingdom is like a mountain that never stops growing. So it's showing you we're in the last Gentile world kingdom. So the Gentiles run the show.
If LeBron, based on Dale's comment in the chat, if LeBron does end up in Philadelphia at 42,
that's wild.
What does that make you think of? That's
wild, man. Okay, now, clearly that's an allusion to the Church of Philadelphia. And this is what I would like to say on this part. And I will agree to a certain extent.
Rules for 42 months.
Yes.
Done so many beast rituals with LeBron. Yeah, that's something to think about.
Hey, yo, what does he have on his chest? Yo, I think he has a lion with wings on his chest. And if you're not,
the Poulet's tattoo. I thought he had the Poulet on his chest.
Yeah, but if I'm mistaken, what is it? Is it a lion with wings? I think that's what it is. A lion with wings. I would want to look it up, because that is a symbol of Babylon, by the way, in the book of Daniel. That is the kingdom of Babylon that was a lion with that's another one, Zach. Let me tell you, while I was at the Vatican, you're about to step into the temple, right? You're about to go into the St. Peter's Basilica. On the floor, Zach, on the floor, they literally have one of the coat of arms from one of these popes, but it was a lion with wings. Mystery Babylon the Great. It's literally showing you there's a lion with wings. That was in the book of Daniel for Babylon. That's the symbol for Babylon, a lion with wings. And I think that's it, right? That's what
you remember when they put that thing outside the United Nations, right?
Yeah. Now they like to tell you that was a jaguar. So they were trying to tiptoe around that. I was like, nice try, but interesting wing set there. So that one was definitely interesting. I remember that with the
here's your 9/11 thing. It was November 9th they unveiled it. And
yeah, look at that, man. Listen, y'all. These people are, I'm telling you right now, Zach, these people are screaming out what
It
time
came
it is.
from a place that equals 66, like number of the beast. And again, they've done so many rituals with LeBron in 66. I mean, he won his first finals in the 66 game season. LeBron 66, LeBron James 66, Lakers 66. Anyway.
Yo, I was gonna say this, Zach. I don't think we talked about this since I even found out about this. But recently, the Jesuit general, I think we did talk about this.
Look at this, guys. Literally, that thing that represents the beast on the 174th day of the Jesuit Ignatian year. Number of the beast, 174, New World Order at the United Nations.
Now, I'm telling you right now, what people need to understand, I try to make this crystal clear to my audience as well, because again, don't forget, I have 3 reports a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, called the Watchman Report on beingjustified.com. I just connect the news with what we're seeing, rightly divided with the scriptures. But, recently, I did talk about that with you. I just want to remind you, I mean, like the Jesuit general, I mean, it's rare that you hear him talk about prophecy of the devil or anything like that. But recently, what really caught my attention with him is he even quoted from the book, the Gospel of Matthew, where the Lord says, and lo, I am with you always, even until the end of the world. So that's what the Lord said. But I remember Arturo Sosa, he recently quoted that because of the Venezuelan earthquakes. But he it's a big hint, man. Yeah, Sosa, like I told you, man, Sosa knows what time it is. Every time he goes, right now he's in Malaysia, so God knows what the hell's about to happen in Malaysia. You got to see where the Jesuit general's going, because that's like a trail of destruction, essentially, where the Jesuit, wherever the Jesuit general's going, they're planning some crap over there. That's what they're doing. They're just making sure their conspiracies are on track, basically. But the Jesuit general, right now, I think he's in Malaysia. But let me just finish up with this. You know what? At the Vatican, man, I see the lion with the wings of an eagle, straight up a reference from Daniel for Babylon. But look, man, there was nothing like being there, reading the Bible, and there were certain things that even hit me that never hit me before, by the way. Like I said, in Revelation 18, the Vatican is going to be burned in 1 hour. So it's coming. We are that generation. We are going to see the Vatican burn. We are going to see it burn. It's about to burn, man. And I remember when the American Pope here goes Pope Leo, when he shut the door, the Jubilee door, he said they won't open that door until 2030 again. And I said, they ain't opening that door. I mean, I guarantee you, the Vatican is not going to open up that door for the Jubilee in 2030. They're going to be gone by then. Oh, no, they said 2033. They said 2030. It's even later. So I said, no, man, that's the last time they're going to be closing that door. But pretty soon the Vatican's going to be blown up, and that's what Revelation 18 is all about. Revelation 18 is all about the whore that is being judged, because the Lord's going to remember her iniquity. But in Revelation 18, man, I was in the Vatican, and I'm reading this, and I'm like, the merchandise of gold is full of it, and silver full of it, and precious stones full of it, everywhere. And it says here, and of pearls and fine linen. I'm like, man, all these damn priests. Let me tell you, we were talking about the little hats, and we were talking about the Vatican. Let me tell you something. From the perspective of someone that knows the Bible, when I look at the Vatican, when I look at Mystery Babylon, when I look at their attire, I have heard this from Hasidic Jews, and I concur with them in this regard. They're basically wannabe Levitical priests. There is nothing, absolutely nothing after the cross in the scriptures that warrants that system of priesthood. There should not be a priesthood today. There should not be. But they have priests, archbishops, this type of priest, that type of priest. But I remember a Hasidic Jew, he said it kind of, because listen, if I'm a Jew, and I have this history with God and with the Levitical priesthood, and I see what the Vatican's doing, that's exactly what I would say. And I remember hearing a Hasidic Jew say, they're just wannabe Levitical priests. I said, amen to that. There shouldn't be any priests right now. And that when you see all these priests, they're just wannabes. They're trying to be like what God had with the Levitical priesthood. But that brings me to another point. When you look at what the devil has done with the Vatican, you just got to understand, the devil has one mantra. His mantra, before he was cast out of heaven, he said, I will be like the Most High. Zach, he wants to be like God. So if you don't know the Bible, you won't see how he counterfeits. Just like I tell people today, the way I like to say it is this. If you're a bank teller, if you are trained to understand what a counterfeit looks like, you need to know the real thing. So you better know the word of God so you can see how Satan is counterfeiting how he wants to be like the Most High. But here's it in a nutshell. What you see with the Vatican is essentially what God did with the Jews and the Levitical priesthood. God, in the times of the law with the Levitical priesthood, God was overall. Then he had a prophet. Then he had a priest. Then he had a king. Who is that today, though? Who is that today? All right. So the top priest for the devil, most definitely, 100%, fully persuaded, guaranteed, is the Jesuits. Okay. That is the number one priesthood selected by the devil to run his mystery of iniquity. I guarantee you, Zach, that Arturo Sosa has face-to-face meetings with Satan. Guarantee you he has seen Satan face-to-face. He has meetings with him face-to-face. They are the high priests for the devil.
My daughter's going to wake up any second. She's rolling around. So closing thoughts here. And
I'll close it out with this. I'll close it out with the counterfeit of what Satan's doing with the Vatican, okay? Compared to what God did with the Levitical priesthood. Because, like I said, God was overall, then he had a king, then he had a priest, then he had a prophet. Well, today, what do we have? We have the priesthood like the Jesuits. We have the king like the Pope. He's a sovereign. He's the sovereign of the city that the Bible says reigns over the other kings of the earth. But then as his prophets, you look at it like this. It's essentially, a lot of these people trying to play God and giving you predictive programming and showing you, oh, see, we had it in your face and it came to pass. So the idea is that's how Satan kind of counterfeits what God did with the Levitical priesthood and what he's doing now for a long time, by the way, with the Vatican system. But again, they're going to be blown up soon. But when I saw all this stuff, man, purple, silk, scarlet, fine word, another one that really hit me, man, it says, and marble, man. I've never seen more marble in my life till I went to Rome. Oh my goodness. They had marble in every color, man. Every color. Imported from all around the world, by the way, with all these different colors. So it is, you need to understand. The Jesuits do run the show, but it also all goes back. The Bible does tell us that. The Vatican runs the show. It's in Revelation 17:18. But you guys also got to remember, she's going to be blown up pretty soon. All right, we're going to live to see. I can't wait for that. I'll end it there.
All right, Marco. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for the time, Zach.
All right, yeah. Of course.
Bye.
Take care. All right. Yeah. Daughter's rolling around. She's going to wake up soon. If you guys want to get in, now's the time because she's going to wake up any minute. What's up, Jay?
Yeah, I'll try to make it quick. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. So, it's funny. 2:01 on the live. The final ball for the World Cup is called the Trionda Final. That's what it says on the ball. That's 2:01.
Perfect. Another 201, just like FIFA has the 201 connection. What's written on the ball? Triangle what?
Trionda, Trionda final. Trionda final.
Adidas Trionda final ball. Okay.
And yeah, of course the championship game is in the 201 stadium. New Jersey is in
area
the
code, right? 201.
Yeah.
Messi set the record in his 201st game with Argentina. Mbappe had a big game 201 days after his birthday. Yeah.
Do you remember Mbappe's 201st goal with PSG, where he became the top scorer for PSG and they gave him the big 201 trophy?
I didn't know that.
Well, I looked. I could have sworn you covered this way back in the day when it happened. This was like 11 weeks after the World Cup, the last World Cup.
Maybe I forget things. I might have covered it and forgot.
But I looked more into that. That happened on March 4th. That was 201 days after the anniversary of the Jesuits being created in Paris, France, after August 15th. Mbappe became Paris's top scorer with
Don't forget, the
201
Jesuits are from
goals.
France. They set up camp in Rome. Everyone should look into the French connection in history about how the CIA put heroin all over the world to raise money to build the intelligence apparatus off its black budget. Again, disclosed information that the CIA, France, and Italy all worked together to spread heroin all over the place. Think about it, you guys. This is what it is to be ruled over by literally gangsters who call themselves government. They're murderers. They're drug pushers. They made laws for us, not for them. They keep you distracted with these rigged sports games. The stuff we're talking about today, I mean, it really doesn't have any meaning to anything. What has meaning is getting rid of these people. And that's what this is education about who's ruling over us, how they control us, and why they need to be stopped, and why people need to stop pouring their energy into all their little rigged spectacles. But yeah, if you guys don't know about the French connection in history, you should look into that. Jesuits, France, Italy, this country.
But yeah, Mbappe became PSG's top scorer with 201 goals, 201 days after the anniversary of the Jesuits being founded in Paris, France. And then Nike gave him cleats, special cleats with 201 on the side right next to the swoosh.
Really?
Yeah.
If I covered this, I forgot, man.
I don't think it's on the website.
It might have been one of those things we covered in real time, and I forgot to make a post about it, or I didn't get time to.
Yeah. And then one more, this doesn't have to do with the World Cup. Well, I mean, Trump is lifting the trophy, but they made Palm Beach International Airport, they renamed it into President Donald J. Trump International Airport, which equals 201. They did that 25 days after Trump's birthday on the 9th of July, 9/7. 97, 25th prime, Trump 25, airport 97. But President Donald J. Trump International Airport equals 201.
In what city did they do this in?
In Florida, Palm Beach.
Yeah. Trump, who buried his ex-wife on the 201st day of the year after she died exactly 60 weeks into the first ever Jesuit nation year on the same day he said he'd run in the 60th election. Donald Trump 60. Another thing we called way in advance. I told you guys years in advance that he'd come back in the 60th election. He had to sacrifice his ex-wife for part of the path. So, yeah, that Mbappe thing is, I don't know if I did cover that. I honestly, it's not in my mind. I'm not remembering it, but wow. 201 goals, 201 days after the Jesuit order's birthday. Go figure.
Yeah, and so and they artificially locked the record with the previous guy. They traded him to Manchester United when he scored 200 goals.
If you write out the sun, it equals 24. It mentions he was 24 years old when he did it. The Jesuit logo is the sun.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I'm not denying that these guys aren't athletic and they don't put in the work and have the skill, but they make them out to be way better than they are. I mean,
Mbappe is really fast, right? That's his claim to fame. He's faster than almost everybody.
Yeah.
And I mean, that is a huge advantage. And I remember there was one kid that was better than me where I grew up, and he was almost a year older than me, but he was just so much faster. His stride was so long. He was a foot taller than me. I mean, speed, man, you're faster on the field. It's hard to compete.
But yeah, and watching France today in the game, I mean, it really didn't seem like they gave nearly enough effort as they did in the previous games.
Yeah. Yeah, and because it's a script. I mean, there's chosen winners. Mbappe's just shooting the ball over the goal. I mean, that's the best player in the world. He can't even put it on the goal.
Yeah, I have no doubt that it's all synced up with Yamal and Messi.
Yeah, and we talked about Mbappe not scoring today to stay on 20 goals. Messi 20. When Messi set the record, it was 20-date numerology, the anniversary of the hand of God goal. Again, for all you guys who got here late, just rewind the beginning of the stream, and you got all the information that I presented about today's rigged match, which we covered this morning before the game on Patreon. So,
and then another quick 201, last one. The camera system that the whole nation is starting to talk about. Flock. I don't know if you've heard of that.
I have flock cameras pointing in my front and back window of my house. I know all about flock cameras.
Jesus. The official, they go by Flock Safety, but the official name of the company, Flock Group Inc., is 201.
Is that right?
Yeah, and the CEO, Garrett Langley, whose last name is Langley, CIA. But
yeah, they put him up here on the first day of October, the only month that equals 33, like police. Yeah, look at that, Flock Group Inc.
I just saw that
like
LA canceled their contract with them, though, which is interesting. But I'm sure everybody's going to be looking at Flock, but there's just going to be another AI camera system that sweeps under the radar that's installed while everybody's looking at Flock.
Yeah. Who knew? I had 201s pointing in my front and back window. Crazy. I put it up on my shorts tab. You guys can see how I have the cameras. I mean, literally, they can watch me right here in my office. If I'm sitting in my back and don't have the sliding blinds over the sliding glass door. It's pointing right in my back window. So
That's insane.
yeah.
But I hope those get taken care of
They put it
legally,
up
of
almost
course.
a year to the day of me moving into this house. Almost a year to the day of moving in. They put up the cameras on both ends.
Yeah, I don't know if that's an accident.
Yeah.
But all right. Well,
All
thank
right.
you. Have a good
Great
one.
information. Great decodes.
Thanks. Bye.
All right. My daughter was rolling around. She even screamed out. She's got to be close to waking up, but it looks like she somehow might have gone into round 2. Her sleep schedule has been off for the whole week since we've been traveling. Vacation threw her off. Maybe today is going to be the day she gets some extra time in there, but I'm a little bit surprised. I thought she was getting up a second ago. It's got to be close. Yeah, I dropped the link one more time. If anybody has anything to add, now is the time. If you got here late, just quick recap of what you missed. Things we talked about this morning if you're on Patreon. Every day we look at what the home and away records are for the tournament. We talked about if both road teams won, that would be today's game and tomorrow's game, how it would become 50, 20, and 32 for the World Cup. America equals 50 and 32 years since the States had it. I know America's North and South America, but here in the United States, we tend to call the country America. Been a lot of 32 rituals. We talked about if home teams got shut out, they could stay on 173 goals. Again, the hand of God goal was on the 173rd day of the year. Messi set the record on that day. The World Cup quarterfinal was set on the day, leaving 173 days left in the year, with England and Argentina winning on the same day, which was the hand of God goal game. So France did get shut out. I'm not sure England is going to get shut out because I have another thing that makes sense there too. But these are the things we go over. We've hit a lot of exact scores, a lot of nice prop bets. We knew France had a real shot to get shut out. And a really big thing was that if Spain put up 2 goals in Dallas 13 land and France did lose, France would get their 13th loss versus Spain. There's a lot of other important notes here, but just 13 plays big in Dallas, where today's game was, when Messi set the goal record in that same stadium on June 22nd. It was 13 days after the Germans' birthday. Spain got their 19th win versus France today, with Yamal turning 19 yesterday. Messi became a bona fide superstar at age 19 playing in Spain. But yeah, Spain now improved to 19, 7, and 13 versus France. The 2 goals got them to 13 in the tournament. Dallas is 13. Big number there, always. And Spain is now 13 goals for, 1 against. 131, championship number that comes up all the time with these rigged games. And from the anniversary of Messi's first hat trick playing for Barcelona versus Real Madrid to the championship is also 131 days. And I gave this to you guys for free. I mean, those of you guys who don't follow my channel, you miss out on a lot. But we were talking about this matchup potentially of Argentina and Spain a lot nearly a year ago. And I did give out for free why I thought Argentina would be in the championship last year on July 19th, because Messi scored 2 goals in the championship. I could still be proven wrong. Maybe England somehow will beat them tomorrow. But remember, tomorrow is the birthday of the star of the 1978 Argentina team, and his birthday is 4 days to the championship, with Argentina playing potentially for their 4th World Cup championship. And if you guys missed all my Hantavirus coverage, again, I told you guys the whole Hantavirus thing looked like it was really just fake news. They literally used the same crisis actor from Cooties 19, same crisis actor for Cooties 19 they used for Hantavirus. I said it looks like fake news that's really just all about the World Cup. In 1978, Hantavirus coined. Argentina won their first World Cup over Netherlands. The boat that went from Argentina with patient 0 being Leo, like Leo Messi, it landed in Spain, in the Canary Islands. And I said right there, I mean, come on, patient 0, Argentina goes to Spain. A boat's on water, like Messi was diddling little Yamal in the bathtub seemingly so many years ago. This is what we've been talking about this for a long time right here. Where's it at? Right here. Where is Messi's hand at? On little Yamal, who just turned 19 yesterday, as Spain gets their 19th win over France in a perfect script. What's up, Clint Burton?
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, what's up, man?
I'm good. I was calling because you So the election coming up, I'm really not hip to it, but like, do you got a prediction on who gonna be the next president?
I haven't thought about the next election yet. So.
Oh, okay. And yeah, I was listening to your stream the other day. Most of the time nowadays, because I drive trucks and stuff, I listen to your streams while I'm driving. And you was talking about how people like don't believe in the work and stuff like that, but I know it's something to it because every time, like when you brought up and I brought this up before, like on the games and stuff like that. On this game called 2K, it was something when you was talking about the blackout, it was something about a blackout going on around that time. And it's like you don't play the game. I know you don't got time to do that type of shit. So I know for a fact, it's even though it didn't say nothing about the numbers, it still had like the apparel, the blackout little festival thing going on the game at that time. So I'm like, yeah, it's something to it. Even though, it ain't that deep on the game, but I was just saying. And have you heard about the little silent virus or something like that going around?
You talking about the explosive diarrhea?
Yeah.
Well, I've been debating on talking about the explosive diarrhea. I can tell you guys that is more than a headline. That is a real thing. I got to experience the explosive diarrhea sitting right here doing my work. And I won't share any more details, but I'd never had anything like that. There was like literally zero warning. And I felt like I should have been one of those people that if you go in the diaper section, they now have adult diapers. I was like, God, man, this explosive diarrhea stands around. I might need some adult diapers. I mean, I was glad I was in my own house. That could have happened in public. It would have been the most embarrassing thing ever. But it's funny. It happened to me, and I was like, what the hell just happened to me? And then it was later that day, I saw the explosive diarrhea national outbreak, and I was like, and then what it said here in the local news is that it's going around on blueberries around here. I had just eaten a bunch of blueberries the night before.
Dang. That's crazy. I thought that was just like another hope.
I would have thought it was too had I not experienced it. And the explosive part is real. Because I was like, wow, I'm pretty sure everything that was in my intestines was no longer there. So, and there was literally no warning. I was like, what just happened to me? I've never had that happen in my life. So,
yeah. Okay. So, yeah. And that's crazy. I've been wanting some steak and salad, but I guess I'll just wait until they say it's over. I don't know. Shit, hell, I want to change my diet and stuff like that, but boy, there's so many ways out here to still be messed up. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. They say it's on fruits and vegetables, so they're probably trying to scare people from eating healthy. I would have thought it was a total joke had I not experienced it. And again, I saw a report in my area. It's on blueberries. That's exactly what I'd eaten. So I tend to think that report was probably true.
Yeah. Okay. Do you and with the stuff with prices and stuff like that, you think this is not gonna go down anytime soon?
Do I think what?
Prices of gas and food and all that type of stuff.
Well, they did a report the other day that OPEC could break and then gas prices would be lower for everyone. I have trouble imagining they're going to do that, though. Again, Bill Gates in his TED Talk back in, what year was that? 2010 said gas needs to be between $5 and $10 a gallon. So that's where it is for a lot of us right now.
Yeah, and I drive trucks. I don't pay for the fuel. My company do, but yeah, it's
I
pricey.
saw diesel price drop below regular unleaded out here recently. I hadn't seen that in a long time. Diesel's been so high, but both of our prices are high out here, but diesel's cheaper than regular unleaded right now.
Yeah, the most I be seeing to go for is like $5 at 5 or more. I ain't seeing like $6 or anything like that. They say it's real high in California, but I just do regional, so I want to know.
Yeah. In case you do eat some bad produce, you might want to have some extra towels in your truck just in case.
Yeah, definitely, no doubt. But yeah, I just tapping in for real. I'll be watching those streams way more now because when you predicted, I know for a fact you predicted Trump and Biden, being in the office. So I'm just waiting on that thing, that one
I can
thing
look
to
into
happen.
2028. We're getting close. I guarantee this thing that's going on with Lindsey Graham has something to do with it. So I'll have to think about it.
Yeah, I just want to catch it this time. Like I want to actually take your stuff and be able to, because I'm good with like the history part, like when it come down to explaining the history of the Jesuits and like how stuff came into place. I'm real good with that, you feel me? But it's just the numbers part. Like I know the basics about the 201, like the first Pope, him staying in suite 201, a couple more things, but yeah, I'm real good with the history. So I know for a fact, once you get on, once that come about, I want to be good with the history and the numbers to be able to explain it to people, just to see if that changed anything. Who knows? But hey, it wouldn't hurt.
One person at a time. Wake them up if you can. So yeah, I'll look more into it. We're getting close to that time. It's time to start thinking about it.
That's in 2028 though. The
Yeah,
next
before
election.
you know it, 2 years.
Dang, yeah. Ooh, we sweet Jesus. But all right, man. Have a good day.
All right, you too.
Yep.
Later, Clint. All right, we didn't have anybody else in the back, and I know my daughter's going to get up any second. So if you guys got here late, again, the beginning of the stream was the majority of the content. Oh, we have somebody else just hop in. Hey,
what's going on, Zach?
Yeah, what's up?
I'm just cracking up the last caller and you, but no, it made me think of
the explosive D.
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys, I hope it doesn't happen to any of you in public. I'm so thankful it happened right here in my office. It was a mess.
Oh my goodness. Oh man. Yeah, I have seen that on the news, but I didn't think nothing of it, right? But now I'm starting to think more of it because, you know, people are confirming it everywhere, and you just said it, and it made me think of a movie.
I saw it on the news the night it happened to me because I hadn't even heard the story because I was trying to explain to my wife. I was like, I don't know what happened. It just happened. It was insane, and it just because but most of us haven't shit our pants all the way since we were little babies in diapers.
Right.
I couldn't believe how much came out of me just out of nowhere. I was like, what in the world? What's wrong with me? Then I saw the headline that night and I said, oh my God. And then I saw the blueberry thing local and I was like, that's exactly what I ate. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say I would ask when you bought the fruit, but I guess that don't matter because it's like how they gonna trace the genesis of it anyway. But if that's where it came from, the fruit. But I digress. This movie, man, and it makes me think about why personally I'm not really coming off of England. And this kind of backs it. I started thinking about a movie called Kingsman. And in the Kingsman, I want to say the last one, it had Julianne Moore, I think is her name. She was an American or whatever in like a Asian country with a fake American, town set up. I don't know if you saw that.
It's about spies, right? Kingsman's about spies.
Yeah, and they English. But then, the English faction, secret society gets destroyed by Julianne Moore and her people. And it was a worldwide pandemic or whatever. And I'm trying to think. Anyway, the bottom line is it was about the English going over to America and uniting with their allies. And then you saw it's an American version of Kingsman in America. And they know of each other. And it was what's his name? Jeff Bridges was the head of it, and I think they had Shannon Tatum, Halle Berry, or whatever. But they were in Kentucky. So the whole England in America thing, and I'm bringing this up because back in the day we used to confer about movies being tied in, film being tied in, TV shows being tied in. I'm sure you probably still do it. And I think that's could be one of the storylines if England was to pull this off. It's this tie-in, them being in America with the World Cup. They could get their second World Cup, right? It'll be their second appearance in the final. They get their second World Cup. They could be undefeated. That's two appearances, 2 wins, no losses, 2-2-0, whatever that means to you, or just 20, just 2-0. I know what that means. We all know what that means. But then I'm also looking at the other teams, right? So you got Argentina that's left, and then you have Spain that's left. So Spain would remain on 1, World Cup victory, right? And Argentina, their 3 wins, 3 losses, they will remain on that 33 that's tied to New York and all of that good stuff. So it makes me think 2-1-3. You know, that's the LA area.
England's record versus Argentina is 3-2, right?
Right. No. It's supposed to be 3-1-1. Unless it's wrong on Wikipedia.
Well, there are a lot of what I'm seeing on 11v11, Argentina, 6 games played. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Argentina, England. Hold up. On 11v11. Well, wait a minute. Now I'm getting different stats than what I saw before. Now I'm seeing that England, maybe that's in the World Cup. It's all-time Argentina is 6-5-3 versus England, but maybe it's in World Cup matchups. Hold on.
Yeah, no, in the World Cup it's 3-1-1.
Let's see.
Which kind of makes me nervous. Not to interrupt you, cut your wisdom. Go ahead and do your search.
No. There's the problem with the World Cup is all these stats sites seem to have different stats.
Right. Yeah, I just went to Wikipedia and typed in the national team at the World Cup specifically, instead of just all the little FIFA stats. And I know it's a bunch of different leagues. I go directly to just the World Cup. They have.
Right. I'll get it figured out for sure by tomorrow. I'm seeing conflicting information. So okay.
Okay, so you got Argentina. What did I say? Yeah, 3 titles, right?
You know the game tomorrow is on the birthday of their star player from 1978. I gave this out for free months ago. Just if Argentina did win their 4th, they do it 4 days after his birthday. Tomorrow's the star of the 1978 Argentina team that won their first World Cup. Tomorrow's his birthday. Did we lose A? We might have lost A somehow. Hold on. Clint Burton wanted to get back in while A figures it out. What's up, Clint?
Yeah, and I wanted to say this too. I know you've been talking about like quitting what you do now for the news and stuff like that, but don't, because it seemed like every time.
Hello?
I can.
Don't worry,
Yep.
Clint. I wasn't planning. I might take a break from the news to get some children's books done.
Yeah.
To me, that just seems like something I got to get done because they got me screwed on here. I mean, look, I can't get any views.
Mhm.
It never breaks out. It just they got me locked down. I mean, I can't change anything from here.
Yeah, I see how you feel like that. I wouldn't do it as frequently as you do now, but how I came
That's
about.
what I already realized that because it's in me to present. I mean, I'll probably just like do one big news show a week or something while I work on the books. That's probably how it's going to happen.
Yeah, definitely. Because I came about like how I came upon you was Kobe Bryant, and that was that was big as hell. So once that broke, and the videos that you made back then about that, they deleted those. And Charlie Kirk, that they deleted. I'm pretty like it's a bunch of stuff.
The first video to break out in 5 years, and it got taken down right away. I mean,
yeah. So it's like that. That's why I said like not as of course not as frequently, because everything don't deserve decode, because obviously people still getting played by the news. Like that's over the years, that's the most thing I learned from you. Like, is just take your emotions out of it. Just actually see like, okay, is this really real? So take your emotions out of it, do your own research, and then you see what's up for real. That's the main thing I got from you. And ever since then, so I really don't. I just make sure everything good in my own life. But yeah, I would just say like don't do it as much, but still, don't leave completely.
That's the game plan. That's already what I've decided. It's not like me to quit. And again, I want to expose all this crap every single day. It's just the reality is it's not getting it done because they got me locked down. So I'm not having the impact that this work needs to have.
Oh yeah, and I'm not a gambling man, but if you're making money off the sports on the Patreon, keep getting it. Hey, every dollar count.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the community that's here every day and help and contribute. So, I mean, I'm still going to do that every single day. But the news, I mean, there's just not a whole lot of support for the news. So,
No, because a lot of stuff don't shift. Like COVID definitely shift how stuff go. Kobe, that made a big, and that was a big deal because it just happened so suddenly. Like
and
he
it's just
died out of
right?
nowhere.
He's one of the biggest stars on the world stage and just gone at a young age. I mean, just boom like
Mhm.
that. So,
Yeah, so definitely like the big stories definitely need your attention, but the minor stuff, hey, and water under the bridge. But yeah, that's all I really had to say for it.
all right, appreciate it, Clint. And I think A got his connection fixed, and then we got Gematria 32, and somehow my daughter, she's still there. What's up, A?
Hey, my bad. Yeah, I just realized I couldn't switch things I'm on my phone, and I can't go, look at the websites or whatever to try
I get it.
and
It mutes you
confirm.
on here if you do that. I see.
Yeah, I just found that out. Okay, so what was I about the the records, right? So it makes me think about because I tie in everything with astrology and everything else. So and gematria, right? So Jupiter is in Leo, Jupiter is Zeus, king of the gods. The temple in Rome or whatever.
It's important to know these things. A couple seasons ago, Zeus is one nickname for a player on the field, and we said Zeus for the first touchdown on Thursday Night Football. Boom.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Jupiter Optimus Maximus is his name, and when you spell that out on your calculators, for everybody listening, you're gonna get the number 312, 114. I forget the last two.
That's interesting because he was playing in Chicago at the time, the 312. I didn't even have that part. Nice.
Okay. Yep. So you always want to associate, numbers that you see, and I know you tell your people that with, and I figure how can you apply this, in the real world. So here's the situation. You have all three of these remaining teams have the Jupiter number or the Zeus number. Argentina has 3 championships. Spain has 1. I'm sorry, it could get to that. Let me rephrase what I just said. I made a mistake. It could get to that, and that's why.
The championship is on Sunday, though, isn't it? It's on a Sunday.
Yeah. So that's why I'm thinking, and I'm kind of doubling down on England tripling down because me and my brother's been going back and forth, is because of that.
SUN equals
that's a 9, right? What numbers?
54.
Yeah.
Argentina's next win is
54. Oh, that's what I wanted to tell you before we got cut off, my man. So I know you saw this in the record, or maybe not. Like you said, you got different, sources or whatever. But on this Argentina at, FIFA World Cup, you just type that in on Wikipedia. You'll see their games played. They're at 94, and they're at 53 wins. Shit you not. And
if their coach coaches in 2 more games, he'll be in what game number with Argentina?
Oh, 96. That's also that's the number I was listening.
No. If the Argentina coaches in 2 more games, what number?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the team. I don't know the coach's stats.
Here, hold on. Let me pull it up here for you. Argentina, their coach is 79, 14, and 9. So 79 plus 14 is 93, plus 9 is 102. So 2 more games puts him in how many?
What'd you say he was at?
He's got 102. He's got potentially 2 more games.
Oh, he'll be at 104. I got
Which has been a big number with this. First time there's 104 games in the World Cup, and we've taken advantage of that 10-4 a bunch of times. We had the USA to win a couple weeks ago 2-0 to get 10-4, 4 against. So
do me a favor. Type in European. That 40 and 41 look familiar. Type in European. I think that's 40 and 41 in the same spot.
Okay.
That's reversed. Okay. That's where I did see that before. You know what? I didn't think of that 104. That's huge too. But I'm gonna keep that one to myself. But that is huge. Yeah, that is huge. But again, I like the 3-1-2 scenario. But it is interesting about Argentina because They could also do the skull and bones ritual. I know you saw that.
Yeah, yeah. England's narrative is for the king. For all you England hopefuls.
For the King Charles.
Yeah, King 23rd World Cup.
Yeah, and they could stay on 23 losses. That was my thing from the beginning. I'm like, man, this is what they doing. They stand on 23 losses, 23 to 9th prime. You know, like you said, it's on a Sunday. That reduces to a 9. What else? Yeah, I mean it just seemed pretty blatant. And then they're in the state. Well, I take that back. Well, no, New Jersey is also of English etymology. That's the other thing too. I look at the state's etymology. So we all know that New York, that's obviously English etymology. So
You
is
know,
New Jersey.
you know the championship's 10 days after Argentina's birthday.
Okay.
Messi, 10. God equals 55 and 10.
10.
They're going for their 55th win in the championship.
Oh yeah, 10th triangular, 10th Fibonacci, yeah. So yeah, I mean you more in depth, you know, because you look at the players' jersey number. It's like I used to have a lot of time on my hands, but
I'll tell you what, the guy who said I was going to be wrong in the last World Cup, he had England, and I'm pretty sure he has England again. So he's hoping to get his vengeance with England. Him and his brainchild, though, came up with Netherlands. They started to think it was going to be Netherlands year, and I was like, Netherlands?
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. He thought Argentina over France was too obvious for Pope Francis in 2022. I said, no, nothing's too obvious to the brain dead masses, man.
Right.
So,
yeah, that's that. If it is if Argentina beats England, then yes, I think it's Argentina. Period. Because the 3-2-2, they could be the third team to go back to back. That's 3-2-2. So.
I'll tell you what, though, if you're in my community, you can hedge with England all day. We had Argentina, Spain, so we're just one game away. You can do a little hedge if you need to, just in case England messes it all up. But we'll see. I just keep looking at that bathtub picture, and I keep thinking, I mean, this looks like the script was written long ago.
Bathtub picture.
Yeah, it's right on the screen. Messi giving Yamal a bath.
Oh, let me.
Yeah, he's a little baby.
Oh, that's Messi and Yamal, huh?
Yeah, Yamal just turned 19 yesterday. Spain just got their 19th win over France. The championship's on the 19th. Messi became a superstar at age 19 in Spain. I mean.
Oh, yeah, then this is a done deal. I didn't even know what that was.
That's what we talked about around the time of the Super Bowl. We said, look at this. Look at this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a done deal. I didn't even know had you not said that, I wouldn't have zoomed in on my phone to even look at that.
Listen, I need the guy that parks cars at the casino in Vegas who's always trolling here. I need you to call in because I need to hear your squirrely voice to close out this stream because we always need some good comedy. Call in, Squirrel Man. He's obviously done parking cars.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice.
All right.
Hey,
my daughter's getting up right now. Hey, I'll come back in a minute if you want more. Got to share more information.
Okay. I'll just talk about again I mentioned it, the etymology of the states. That's one thing to look at. So yeah, Argentina, if they win, it's the 3-2-2, third team to go back to back. 3-2-2 is the reflection of 223. That's the 48th prime number. New York is tied to the number 48. What else? I think that's about it. Now that I look at that photograph, yep, that is interesting. Yeah, Argentina beats England. Yeah, that'll do it.
You all finished, Day?
Yeah, I was just gonna say before I hop off. Yeah, I didn't think about the coaches record, but the World Cup record for the team, that was a telltale sign. The fact that the team was on their 94th game and 53 wins. The Knicks won with 94 points in a rematch of the 53rd NBA Finals.
Yep.
So
And now it seems to be pointing to the Super Bowl. So
you said it seems to be pointing to the Super Bowl.
That's what I've been saying. Yeah, there's a team that can become 5-3. So.
Oh yeah.
All right, appreciate it, man. Good luck tomorrow.
Take care. All right, you too.
Yeah, I always tell people to stick with their guns. You think it's England? Go with England. What's up, Gematria32?
No, I wanted you to cover to do a post on this if you can when you get a chance. Today, a Florida man, he's gonna be 86. He's gonna be lethal injection 86 today. And it says he's the oldest man in in Florida history to get executed, and he's 74 years old. Like
74, the killing number. What a sick joke.
Yeah, his birthday is
72. Masonic 74, killing 74, Freemason 147. Yikes.
Yeah, and I think his birthday is February 25th. That's 139 days, which is the 34th prime, like murder.
Okay. By the way, Deshaun was just up next. Deshaun, I was looking forward to hearing. Deshaun always has a great observation. We just missed out by missing Deshaun if he doesn't come back. Go ahead, 32.
Today has a 67 date numerology. I think lethal injection equals 67. Yeah, if you can, you could just go over this later. I'll let him get on.
He dropped out. He's not back there anymore.
All right. But that's pretty much it. The 74 part and the 67 date numerology, lethal injection, and 139 days after his February 25th birthday, which is 34th prime like murder. So yeah, this is definitely, he's going out by the numbers, you know. Also one more thing. Today leaves 170 days left. Isn't
ritual sacrifice?
Okay, thank you. That's a mic drop. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate
I'm out.
it.
Peace. Good night. All right.
The state can kill. The state can push drugs. The laws are for us, not for them. What's up, Deshaun Brown?
Hey, Zach, can you hear me well?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. When you use 11v11, do you click the tab where it organizes the events in order?
I need to do that, I guess.
There's a tab in the corner where it'll put an order of Euro Cups, all the Euro Cup matchups, and then FIFA. Because when I looked, England is 3-2 versus Argentina
in the World Cup.
Yeah, they beat Argentina in 1962, 1966, and then 2002.
And you just had that Argentinian die the day that Argentina won their last game that was in the 1966 World Cup. But didn't England beat Argentina in 66?
Yeah, that's one of the 3 wins that England has over Argentina.
Yeah, that was the year they won the championship.
And then Argentina's 2 wins is in 86 and then 02.
Right. Okay. So yeah, 3 threes there. England 33.
But yeah, whenever you use it, it's like a tab and you click it and then it'll just give you all in order of different events. So it won't be like all over the place. You don't have to go over and look for a World Cup stuff.
Appreciate that. Yeah, I'll do that.
Have a good day.
Thanks, Deshaun. All right, John with the saxophone. What's up, John?
Hey, what's up, Zach? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you looked at the MLB draft recently, but Cleveland, I think it was Ohio. I think it was Cleveland or Cincinnati. They drafted another LeBron. It's kind of funny because LeBron might be turning back to Cleveland or Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think his name Justin LeBron, something like that. And I was like, it's kind of crazy that they drafted. Was
They're
that
saying
a clue for
LeBron
him
is
going back?
likely to announce on Thursday, which is Nate Thurman's death anniversary, who I'm pretty sure is LeBron's father. When I did the video on the announcement, I said it's all about Nate Thurman, and that'll be a span of 17 days from the announcement. Like Ohio's the 17th state. Like he said he wasn't coming back 289 days after the Pope's birthday, square root of 17. He went to the Lakers on 1-7. We told you then he'd win the Lakers their 17th chip in his 17th season. He did. So it's possible. And you had that Myles Garrett go from Cleveland to LA. The Rams started in Cleveland, so there could be something about that.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of crazy that the I think it was the Reds or the Guardians. I'm not sure what team it was, but one of the teams, Ohio team, selected a guy named last name LeBron. I'm like, that's kind of crazy, you know? Yeah, LeBron. I'm like, but he's a good player. Look like in the highlights, but I'm not sure. But I thought it was kind of crazy that a guy like last name LeBron got selected to go back to Ohio. It was kind of crazy. But I just calling about that.
Announced it on Nate Thurman's death anniversary, the 10th anniversary. Again, when LeBron won it on the real King James's birthday, LeBron dropped 27, and Nate Thurman died 27 days later.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, Zach. I just wanted to call in about that. Thanks.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
All right.
All right, yeah. They're saying LeBron in the next 48 hours, likely Thursday, because he has a podcast that day in some event in New York. So I'm just going to go back and watch my video. I said it's all about Nate Thurman, man. If he announces on Nate Thurman's death anniversary, remember, Nate Thurman, 42, his whole career is number 42. Played for Warriors, Bulls, and Cavs. Been talking about LeBron and Nate Thurman for well over a decade. Okay. She's had enough. Okay. We're going to wrap it up, sweetheart. We're going to wrap it up. We're getting near those terrible twos. Hopefully they're not too terrible. All right, sweet girl. Can you blow him a kiss? Can you say goodbye? Can you do it? Okay. Now we can go. All right, guys. Have a good day. Until next time.